So, we're live. Not really live, but we're starting, man.
All right, you ready?
So,
Let's do it.
yeah.
Let's get started. We're live.
Man,
We're live, baby.
Sonny, Pierre, what's up? What y'all been doing? I can see y'all.
Man.
You always say nothing much, but y'all are bullshitting me. What are y'all doing, man?
Dude, we're doing life, man. Life is great for us so far.
Man, these past 3 episodes, people have been saying life. Be more descriptive, man.
Be more descriptive. That's so true, man.
Because I see y'all been doing more than the average, 23, 21, 22-year-old?
More than the average rush hour squad.
Right, more than that. So, run down to me, or, give a general overview of what you guys have been up to lately, if you don't mind.
Sonny, you want to start? Go ahead.
Should we go from like the beginning? I'm just kidding.
From the beginning.
No, I don't.
Start from the beginning.
Start from the beginning of this year.
Yeah.
Man, it's been one hell of a ride. I mean, like, this is a year where all our dreams and all our vision we finally see it. We finally see it coming true. We've got second place, the biggest event starting out the year going strong. We got second place in the innovation challenge for $2,000. It was our first business pitch.
It was more than $2,000.
Yeah.
It was.
I forgot the price.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? I might be wrong because I kind of crept around watching it. Wasn't it 10, 15,000?
It wasn't that much, but it was more than 2,000. It was probably the biggest. It was the biggest check it was our first check for pitching a business. It was like our first investment check, and it was our first investment check was also one of our biggest checks. We've had bigger checks, but that was still pretty big. Just
like an investment check.
Yeah, just to pitch your business.
Not to work for it. I mean, like, in a way,
Yeah, that was actually really. That was like I'm still surprised we got.
So,
that.
What did you guys pitch?
We pitch our business, Studio King Media.
Studio Kings. What else will we pitch?
So how'd you pitch it? How'd you convince them to give you X amount of money?
I'm
curious.
No, that's a good question because we were scared. Like all our competitors, they were like pitching like awesome ideas, science related, curing cancer, and we're here like, hey, we're videographers and we shoot videos.
We make your Instagram look nice. That's what we pitched.
And then like one of the judges like, what is an Instagram?
Yeah. No, actually, it was really we were actually really nervous because a lot of the other people who were pitching, they had like helping the homeless, they had like a science magazine so you can understand science. They had like a 3D print guitar, one of them. And what we did was, so this is what we did. We actually decided to be kind of smart about it. So we didn't even dress up like we were pitching a business. Like we sort of dressed up more like one of those like hip, like sort of like young hip entrepreneurs. And we kind of made ourselves seem like larger than life. So we decided to go like a different route than just like straight business. And I think that's what caught their eye.
I think the reason y'all made second place is, even though
because the first guy was white.
Yeah,
that's the reason why.
That's exactly why.
So, because I think this market is just more, it's more centered on definitely a lot more business is done over social media. I mean, there's some people who've had careers just based off Instagram, and I'm talking about careers if careers big, like if you shut down their Instagram right now, or Instagram goes down, now they don't have a job anymore.
That's so true.
That's probably why you guys did get second place, because it might just seem like to you guys, it might have seemed, look at us, we're just a bunch of fucking dumb camera people. Like, what are we doing here? But I think what you displayed to them was more competence for the era today. I'm not saying that solving the cure for cancer is not as important as making Instagram looks good, but realistically, what's going to make money?
That's true.
You're right.
That's a cold truth about it. But
no, I wish, dude, that's such a good viewpoint that you're seeing. I wish my parents will see the same viewpoint.
Well, I think when it comes to, because you're first generation American.
Right.
So when it comes to Vietnamese people or just anyone who immigrates to this country, their whole perspective on what needs to be done and what the main focus is obviously different from yours or my perspective.
That's true.
When we were born in America, because, as cold as it sounds, we will never know their definition of hard work.
Right.
And their definition of hard work is a fuck ton harder than our definition.
For sure.
Let's just be real. Let's be straight up, Because, what was the story of your parents? well, my parents, they came over to, my whole family came over to America, and they had to all restart basically.
Yeah.
You
Didn't
know,
know the language.
Nope.
New land, didn't know where they were. So yeah.
and plus a lot of their certifications or a lot of their education didn't mean shit when they came to America because the certifications didn't beat up to the quality or the standards over here in America. So, so Sonny, what was the story of your parents when they came over?
Man, like our parents are true fucking hustlers. You're so right about that. Your mom is a pharmacist, right? Just going back to you real quick, just to get your background. So like your mom's a pharmacist. She came over here like start school all over again.
Right. What she actually came to school for first was English, and then she told me this. She didn't. Then she said, well, then I couldn't get a job doing it, so I just decided to go for pharmacy. And she didn't really get a traditional start until she was 42. And that was basically when I was 7 or 8. So yeah, it was a long time, and she's getting pretty close to retiring now. And to me, that's miraculous because one, she started late, and she's actually gonna get to retire, even though she started 15, 20 years later than almost everybody.
But she still made it.
That's just a representation of the hustle, man. That just goes to show, like, no matter how old she got, she didn't give up.
And being like an Asian woman too, an older Asian woman.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is interesting too, because you probably, I don't know if your parents tell you this. I'll talk to you about this a lot, Sonny. But do they ever talk to you about how Asian women are treated over in Asian countries?
Yeah,
kind of like Vietnam.
Yeah,
and yeah, from what my mom told me is, the women over in Vietnam, they're kind of expected to play very traditional housewife role. And,
cook, clean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they can't really go do much. But anyways, let's get back to what was the story of your parents?
So like my parents, let's see. So my dad had it hard. He grew up with no father figure at all. Came to America when he was 22. Bus table, worked his ass off, different jobs. Met my mom. Same thing. They had me when they were like 25. But they hustle hard. I see in the school because I can see the progress of them like growing. Now my dad's is like an entrepreneur. He's owning his own business. He like owns houses. He owns houses. He owns multiple property. And how do I see, like, I'm 22 right now. How did my dad came here, no word of English, made his money to see, like, support 3 kids to college. That's just, it's shocking. But that's the story.
What year did your dad and mother immigrate over?
They came in, I would want to say 1994. So They came later.
Okay, I see.
So your parents probably came like earlier, right?
So my dad came around, I think, early 80s or 79. My mom came over either in mid 80s or basically 90, as far as I know. And there's a ton of crazy stories about some of my family members, what they had to do to get here.
What they did to boat? Did they went to a boat to the Philippines? Or?
Yeah. So here's a fucked up thing. One of my uncles, when he was on a boat to get over here, it was basically the Mayflower expedition. That's the only way I could describe it, because he said so many people died on that boat trip over.
No, for sure, yeah.
Because the conditions were so shit. I mean,
there was like pirates. You hear pirate stories of how like pirates would raid the ship, took the woman, killed the man.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, pirates, and there's like people eating each other.
How long was he on the ship?
He didn't say exactly, but all he did tell me about on his way over here was a lot of people died.
Jesus Christ.
In a nutshell. Mainly just from shitty conditions. Like, people just shit everywhere, and they got nowhere. It's just filthy conditions.
That's true.
My goodness, man. That's
but he made it. He made it.
He made it, but you don't hear about that. That's people don't understand that still goes on to this day. When people think of stuff like that, they think, oh, that's like 1930s, 1940s. Like, they still go through those horrible conditions on the ship coming over today.
The crazy thing to think about, man, is when you think about 1940, some people think, oh, that was forever ago. But in actuality, in the grand scheme of things, that's literally a second ago.
Yeah, it really was. Like, was that 40, 50, 70 years?
Right?
Say again, son?
That's like during your parents' time? They were born 1940s, right? 40s.
Right, yeah. My parents ain't that old.
Oh, okay, that's my grandfather. His
parents are probably born in the 60s.
That's my grandfather, so 60. Yeah, that's my grandfather.
He's probably born in the 60s.
Wow, your grandfather's only 60?
He's 70.
No, I'm saying your parents are probably born in the 60s.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, my grandparents are dead. I mean, they passed away around 95. So you got younger parents than me, Sonny.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
interesting.
So you didn't get
Just
to
have it
meet
young.
your grandparents?
I did. I met both of them,
Oh, that's okay.
but they were, they were super old school.
Jesus.
They were part of what my mom talked about in reinforcing, the women's role in a family.
Very traditional, very...
Which that's changed because some of the women in not my immediate family, but in some extended part of my family, they're the money makers of the house.
Oh,
So,
your mom is definitely a moneymaker, right?
yeah, sure. Yeah. Are you trying to get me attacked?
Sure.
You're trying to get people to raid me, man?
No,
No, one's
no, I'm
gonna
just saying,
raid.
like, that's so awesome to see that, because you don't see that in most Asian household, the woman like working, hustling. But that's my mom's the same way. Mom's a woman. She loves to work.
Yeah, it's a funny thing because my mom is basically friends with nothing but hustlers, so it's kind of cool.
It's also respectable because I'm pretty sure that she had a lot of people who were against her going out and doing her own thing and like
Yes.
building her own worth,
Yes, and what some people don't understand is that doesn't come from a place of people trying to put down the women. That comes from their definition of their traditions, because that's just the way life was when they were coming up.
Exactly.
And well, all I'm gonna say is some women think they got it hard today. I mean, I don't know. Talk to your local nail salon owner.
No,
Yeah.
for sure.
Tell
Dude, that's the
them-
thing.
Exactly.
They'll tell you
I
how
mean,
fucking hard
exactly.
they had it, man.
Exactly.
Just real talk.
But I don't think it should be a like sometimes people make it like it should be a competition on who had it
Yeah.
the worst, which is petty, childish, weird for
I call
one
it
thing.
I call it the pity Olympics.
Yeah.
You see the shit all the time on Facebook, dude.
Man, you're right.
It's like,
You're
when I was growing up,
Yeah, you're so
a
right.
donkey fucked me. So I see you guys traveling around a lot.
Yeah, we traveled a little bit. Yeah,
Where y'all been?
we've been we've been down the street. We've been to the local corner store. I'm kidding. No, we've been so we're at that stage especially in our business life where if we travel, 1% of the time we'll travel for fun. 99% of the time it will be for either to grow or to grow our business, or we'll have a reason for traveling. Like we're just not gonna hop in the car and just go just for no reason. But this year and last year we did that twice. Let's see, it was like 1 a.m. We just hopped in the car and went to the casino.
Yeah, we did.
Just Sonny, so it was so funny. I had just got off work and Sonny called me. He was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I was like, I said, "Nothing. I just got off work." And he said, "Do you want to go to Wind Creek with us?" And I was like, "Well, let's see. It's like 12 o'clock midnight. I have class the next morning at like 9. Sure, why not? Let's go do it." So we went to Wind Creek, blew through all our money because it's slots. Ask anybody, slots are, you never play slots, but we lost all our money, came back sleepy, tired. It was a bad decision, but it was fun. It was fun to just do it spontaneously.
How much money did y'all lose? I have a friend who has a little bit of a gambling vice too.
Probably 400. Not that bad.
400?
Not that bad. I mean, I got a friend, and his dad, he likes to go to dog racing tracks,
Oh yeah.
and
that's-
he
gotcha.
said the most he's ever seen his father lose in a night was roughly 2,500, just out of nowhere.
Dang.
My goodness.
See, I seen my family lose up to a couple hundred.
Are we talking
When
about?
you play talking
now
about
we're getting into
poker.
that territory.
Are we talking
Okay.
about poker?
Yes,
Yeah,
talking about
Pierre.
poker.
Dude, Pierre, have you ever played a game of Texas Hold'em or poker yet?
Yes, he's
I
actually
have.
good
I
at
won,
it.
Listen, I won 3 nights in a row with the
Oh.
boys.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a
But
rookie too. We
Me-
underestimate him.
yeah, Sonny taught me everything. Sonny taught me. And then I went and I got apps. Apps will train you so hard. I promise you, because the people, they don't know how to play, so they do like really dumb stuff.
They really do stupid
so
things.
so like it will teach you. It will teach you a lot. But Sonny originally taught me, so kudos to Sonny.
Who'd
Props to him.
you play with? You, Sonny,
We
Trung?
played. We were Trong Hung. We played with
Chong Hong Dong Song.
Yeah.
Hong.
Trong
whole
Hung Dong. Angela,
just pull out-
Angel, Angelie.
Yo, let's pull out a dictionary and look up synonyms.
Man, we would do like 8-player games, man.
Oh.
We would go for
Oh.
hours.
They drag it on, man.
Yeah, we would drag it out. Sometimes we would just intentionally lose to end the game because we would drag it out so long.
Oh man.
Many times, let's see, there were times where we had 8-player games and it was just down to me and Sonny. Sonny won once when it was down to me and him. I won once when it was down to me and him. But yeah, Sonny and I, we're troopers. We like to drag it out. We will not give in.
Man, dude, my most memorable poker game was in Huntsville, and I was with some of my mom's friends, and they were all playing cards downstairs. But these were all like, I didn't realize how much of high rollers they were. They were playing per hand, not per pot.
Oh wow.
So when they said when they say the buy-in was 100 and the big blind was 250, they meant $250 was the big blind, actual money, not value in chips.
Not value in chips.
Yeah, I played one hand. I was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I gotta get out of here before I just owe money to people in Huntsville out of nowhere, dude.
Well, see, we sometimes play with money, but I feel like the game, when we do play with money, the game becomes a lot more serious. Like people either bet more crazy or they try to play a little bit more safe.
Yeah, they say with poker, it's you play the people, not the cards.
Not the cards.
Exactly.
That's
You're
right.
right.
Exactly. So I don't know if I want to get into this Burger King versus McDonald's debate yet. This conversation's not spicy enough yet.
It's up to you, man. We can get into it.
I don't know,
I
man.
will break it down. I will tell you exactly why Burger King is better.
You know, I agree with Burger King right now because I got like a bunch of coupons in my house right now, dude. So I'm using it.
No, we're in the
fullest.
South. It's coupons.
Coupons?
Yeah, it's coupons. We're in the South, bro.
I mean, that's the only reason why I would probably pick Burger King over McDonald's. It's just they mail me fucking coupons.
Exactly. And their burgers actually quality
yeah,
made.
their burgers actually
whole
good.
tomato, whole salad.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. I mean, you can't say quality. I mean, you see them throw that shit in the microwave, man.
Okay, now when he means quality, he just means better than McDonald's. Because McDonald's, I don't like that soy taste they have in their burgers. Like McDonald's is just
you can actually tell the difference.
Yes, McDonald's is just cheap and nasty, like a prostitute on a corner, bro.
I can't tell the difference, dude. It's like, when if I got $5 in cash, I'm just gonna go get 2 McDonald's, man.
That's true. I do like chicken nuggets.
Well,
there.
it's convenient, but I mean, McDonald's just I can't, man.
I don't know. I feel
their fries. They do have the better fries.
They do have good fries.
But the burgers, like when it comes to the burgers, Burger King's got them beat.
I feel like when we're comparing Burger King and McDonald's, we're comparing deer shit
to
elk shit. There's a big difference between
which animal's more elegant.
Yeah, I think an elk.
An elk?
That's so hard.
Not a deer, not a cute little deer with white polka dots.
You don't see elk as much.
Also, first of all, can I just say, like, the whole vibe in here is just so beautiful. Like, you hear the birds chirping, the little breeze.
Yeah,
like you have the view. Like,
there was one episode which was hilarious. It was in the middle of a storm, and it was just raining outside. You could just hear the wind passing through because there are some openings in this spot.
Jesus.
Yeah, and it just, when I listened to the episode, I was like, this is fucking hilarious. It sounds like we're outside recording
it's like
right
this
now.
podcast doesn't match the environment. People are probably gonna hear this podcast and be like, oh, they're probably in this like trash building. No, we're in this fancy, nice ass house with
we're in this nice sunroom
It's
with the amazing view of this awful storm.
It's like, hey, I see Bear Grylls right there. What's up, man? Drinking pee again. Are you guys still modeling? Or was that kind of just a...
We are still modeling. People still see us as models.
I hear people say modeling, but I don't exactly get it.
That's the thing, man. Today, like, so many people came up to me. We're on an event. And they're like, oh, you're a model. I'm like, no, I'm not a model, but okay, I'll take it as a compliment.
Well, you do look like a model. You're you don't look like the average Asian. That's the thing, bro. That's why people think you're a model.
What is an average Asian, though?
So, like...
Well, I could say the average Asian is definitely not big either.
Yeah, not you. But like UAB, like you know how like most like I don't know how
you're an average black guy, man.
Has it? No, I'm not the average black guy. I'm not regular black.
See, that's the thing.
Oh shit. This is funny because you don't even have to be a different skin color to discriminate your own people.
Exactly.
That's hilarious.
You're right. No, you're right.
This is hilarious. People think racists are bad. It's like we're all racist to some extent.
Everybody's racist.
No, for sure.
I'm just saying, as Sonny has a really distinctive look. That's why people look at him and they think, oh,
probably because you've been growing out your hair for
That's
like 2 years.
Man. That's the thing. I gotta have the Asian samurai man bun.
Exactly.
Can't get the same bowl cut. Can't do that.
I don't think anybody wants a bowl cut, man.
No, man.
I see it a lot less, especially, well.
The Bieber Bowl is out of style.
I just say be you. Doesn't matter what you are, what color you are, what race you are. Just be you.
Yeah, well, of course.
You could be a black guy, get a bowl cut if you want,
exactly. Man. I had one. I did have one. I had a pixie cut back in high school. I permed my hair. Worst decision of my life, but
I actually buzzed my hair once.
Buzzed it?
Yeah,
all the way down?
I said I just went to a barbershop and said, give me a 2.
Oh, you pick it by the number?
Yeah, I just walked in and
Who picks it by the number?
I said, give me a 2.
I'm like, I pull up a photo, be like, I want like this. I want something like this.
Dude, I want it like this.
Like this.
In my hood, I've never seen anybody pick it by the number.
What do you pick it by?
They come and they say, yeah, let me get a fade and an edge
Hold the
up.
top.
Or they say, let me get a shadow fade. Or they say, let me get a buzz.
Damn,
Let me get
bro.
a shadow
Let me
fade.
I just be like, get a haircut, bro. I just want a
Let me get a
haircut.
skin. I've never seen
Shadow
anybody
fade? What is this?
What
Naruto?
is that?
What the
A
fuck?
shadow.
What's a shadow fade?
Okay, so here's the difference. I'm gonna teach you guys something. A regular fade is where you see like skin. See my shadow fade where there's still a lot of hair. That's a shadow fade where there's still like a lot of hair. Like a skin fade is where like it's a fade, but there's like it's bald. It's basically bald. But a shadow fade, it's like a
It's like layers.
Oh.
Like darkness.
Okay.
Shit.
Yeah, there's
So
still a
it's
lot of
layers.
hair.
Light. It's like light,
Yeah.
dark.
Yeah. So that's what a shadow fade is. A skin fade is where they fade it bald all the way to the skin.
It's a ninjutsu skills that.
Yeah. I've never seen anybody pick it by the number. That's so strange.
I don't know.
But hey, if it works, I mean, did you enjoy it? Did you like it? Did you like the color?
Yeah, for a bit. Not really.
It's too cold. It gets cold up there. Trust me. I used to be bald.
Yeah, dude, it just gets cold.
Yeah.
Oh, tell me about this party on the 25th.
Oh,
Oh man.
Should we
Tell
tell
me
them the
about the
story?
negotiation.
Bro, like,
How
okay,
that went,
so
dude.
we're not party people. Pierre and I, we always go to the party, but we always there for work. We never
We
like
only work. We're not. Don't twerk on us because we just want to work and then get out.
exactly. But we decided, you know what? I want to throw a party. We want to throw a party.
Yeah.
Pierre came up with the idea and was like, Sonny, I want to throw a party. I'm like, dude, what the hell you mean? You want to throw a party? I was like, you crazy? But he was like, no, I believe in this party. I was like, you know what? Pierre, you're right. So Pierre was like, you want to tell them the story, Pierre?
I've been sitting on this party idea since January of 2018. It's March 2019 now. I didn't tell anybody until July. No, it was about August. Told Sonny. Sonny shot me down. He was like, no, it's a bad idea. Cause he was telling me like, you got to look out for this, and this. But around November, I started gathering people. We started planning. And here's what happened. Here's what's so funny. So we wanted to do it at El Sol. We wanted to do the party at El Sol. And what happened was from December all the way through February, we kept trying to meet with the owners of El Sol, and something always happened. For 3 months, every time we tried to meet with the owners, something will always come up. So one day in like the last week of February, it was Victor, Sonny, and myself. And I was just like, screw it. Let's just go to El Sol. We're just going to walk in there and ask to see the owners. And they were like, but what if they're not there? I was like, it doesn't matter. Let's just walk in and we'll ask to see the owners. So we go in, we walk in, we ask, we say, hey, are the owners here? And they're there. They were there. One of the owners was there. She came down, she sat with us, talked with us. She liked the idea. And so we were like, okay, well, let's schedule a day and like see how much it costs, how we can pay for it. So what happened was I called her and I told her, no, what happened was I texted the owner. I said, I still want to throw this party. And she never replied. She never texted me back. So I was like, well, geez Christ. So it was like a week later. I was like, should I text her? Should I call her? And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to call her. I called her. She didn't answer. And I was like, okay, this is not happening. This party's not happening. But then she was like, she called me back and we talked and we set up a meeting. The very next week we paid for it, got it set up. And they showed us the location. The venue is nice. It's beautiful. It got a lot of lighting. And they showed us the VIP area. And it was so funny because we were like, can we use the VIP area for like our influencers that we want to bring? And they were like, no, we don't let anybody use the VIP. And we were like, well, can we use the VIP? No, we don't let anybody use the VIP. And we were like, can we use the VIP? No, we don't let anybody use the VIP. Then we were like, can we? All right, you can use the VIP. That's fine. You can use it.
We're pushing it.
We
like,
were pushing it
and
so
they're
hard.
charging us pretty high too for like the amount that they have charged before.
Yeah.
How
exactly.
much? How much did y'all charge? They charge y'all?
Let's just say this party we're spending about
All in all, we spent almost close to $3,000 putting this party together.
3,000 for this.
Yeah.
And this is just to rent out the venue, right?
And it's free.
Food, everything too.
Food for the VIP, and we're
Booking.
making the party free as well.
And it's we're not making
Oh.
a single dime. We're not making any profit.
Exactly. We're doing it strict because our focus is in money.
That's pretty fucking ballsy of y'all.
I know, right?
Exactly. The thing is, our focus is in money. What we want to do is we want to throw something where all the talented people in Birmingham can come together, because there's so much talent here in Birmingham, but they're not connecting. That the network isn't strong enough. So we want to bring all the talented people here. Obviously, you're invited, right? You are coming.
Oh, thanks. I might have work. I'll see. I'll check my schedule.
It's a month away. You have time.
It's 10 o'clock at
But
night.
if you have to work,
It's 10
we'll
o'clock
respect
at
that.
night.
We'll
Sonny,
respect
my
that.
kind of work always goes into the night, man.
Oh yeah, man. Just tell them to come.
Got you.
But bro, and we also celebrating my graduation too, April 27th.
And we're celebrating Victor's 1
Victor's
million,
1 million
subscribers.
Oh yeah, congrats them. Congrats.
Exactly. It's
I saw
awesome
that.
having a best friend who has 1 million subscribers. That's a good feeling.
He also has a Lexus
RC
RC 350.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is that the? Did he get the F trim or the?
What I forget what it was.
I forgot, but he literally just went 2 weeks ago to trade in for a newer model.
yeah, the
Ooh.
same car, same color, but a newer
but
model.
a V8.
Yeah, my little cousin actually he'd been saving up money since he was 10 for every Christmas, and then one day a couple months ago he just walked up to the dealership, and this is one of my poor cousins in Tampa, Florida, who's in school for radiology. He might switch to just pre-med
Damn.
or medical school. Yeah, he just dropped $18,000 out of nowhere. This 19-year-old scrawny fucking kid.
What did he
Just
get?
He got an RC3.
Oh, RC3. Damn,
Yeah, he got a
dude,
Lex
so he must
350.
saved up pretty well.
He fucking saved up, dude.
I cannot do that now.
Well,
Wow.
I used to. Man, when I got my first job when I was 16, I would spend everything from the check, dude. I was terrible with
Dude,
it.
I'm the same way right now, and Pierre been trying to help me budget. I've been flying through money too much, dude.
I'm
Yeah.
finicky with money. See, my problem is food and candy. That's what I spend money
Candy. My vice is food and cigars. That's my vice.
on. Oh yeah.
1 month, I think during Christmas, I spent almost $1,000 on just getting cigars.
1,000? Are you buying
goodness.
Cubans or what is
What
it?
kind of
I just
cigar?
bought a shit ton of cigars.
What's a good cigar?
I like Maduros. Doesn't matter what brand. I like Maduros. The kind of I just like that flavor. The flavors I get are just straight up nicotine and
Oh
tobacco.
yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, no flavor. No,
I like flavor. I like Hawaiian cigars. That's the vanilla bean.
Yeah, no Hawaiian, no Yankee Candle cigars here.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
you just
that's
straight
me.
up-
Yeah, I'm not a smoker, so you guys can have your little
Yeah,
stick with that.
yeah. Well,
Hey man, it's better than a cigarette.
It is. Yeah, anything's better.
Well, actually,
I feel like a cigar is
It's-
more
it's worse, right?
sophisticated.
cigar is actually
It's-
worse, but the difference is you don't inhale it.
Hell it.
Yeah.
So instead of getting lung cancer, you get mouth cancer.
Yeah. Right.
That's better.
That's what Sigmund Freud got, and he continued to smoke after he got the mouth cancer. Continued to smoke. He's a trooper.
Some people, that's their vice. I mean, the oldest World War II veteran, he was 107 years old. His routine, 107, 109, I'm not too sure. But his daily routine was he'd start his morning eating a small cup of ice cream and a cigar,
Wow.
and he was still alive.
He ate the cigar.
He didn't. No, he didn't eat the cigar. But I've seen people at cigar bars eat when they're done smoking the cigar, they'll just eat it. I just
Really?
think it's like how the fuck?
Did they like chew on like the tobacco part of it?
I don't even think they chewed. I think they just chewed it 5 times and then they just swallowed it.
Oh
Hey,
my
man.
They just ate it.
goodness.
I don't know how you do that. Like how much do you hate your life to swallow a cigar, man?
That's pretty wild, man. That's really wild. I've never heard of that.
You cancel out when you smoke and you eat it.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
effect doesn't work.
the effect, yeah, definitely. Just some it's been proven by 4chan scientists. But anyways, how's you guys still do a lot of video?
Of course. Of course.
We have been doing. We're trying to slow down for this party, but we're gonna push once I graduate. That's the
Yeah.
plan.
Right.
School has been it's been making it hard to schedule, but we've been like we just got done filming this artist. He's releasing an EP for Church of the Highlands. Church of the Highlands
Nice.
is having him to release an EP for them. So we just got done doing like a short film for him.
And we're doing like other different project on the side, like
Yeah.
other side hustles.
other
Right.
side projects.
So that's why I'm slowing down video right now just to venture off and do other things.
What kind of side hustles are you looking at?
So for example, one of our side hustle is we're opening up a I don't know you know about gaming. You look like a huge gamer, but like
Yep.
esport arena. It's gonna come here. We're trying to open up an esport arena here in Birmingham, Alabama.
Man, we got a lot, man. We got that. We have we're even looking at opening up a nightclub soon. I'm actually next week we're getting ready to have our own publishing company as well.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know nightclubs were still a thing.
Yes, they are
It's
apparently, man.
dying down, maybe because it's not here in Birmingham. I feel like there's a lack of a true nightclub. There's bars, but there's not like a nightclub.
You got to go to like Miami, New York for like that.
Yeah, where all the drugs are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here because we want to do something different, like something that we can offer to like make like because nightclubs aren't necessarily a thing here in Birmingham. But you got like Atlanta, Los Angeles, like yeah, but here we want to make it something here. We're trying to grow the city. Man.
No, I
That's the
feel you.
plan.
I think the reason it's not a thing in Birmingham is because, well, one, because okay, you get 2 kind of people in the city. One, the really ghetto people, or really the ones from the hood on North Side, and the other type of people are just college students.
No,
true.
you're right.
So
It
that's
is.
probably why there's not much of a, I don't know,
No, you're
nightclub.
totally right. You're totally right,
Besides Mountain Brook, North Side, East Side, West Side, Birmingham is just surrounded by the hood.
Yeah, man.
Like that's basically how it is. Like,
No, we gotta see. We're testing the waters right now with the nightclub thing.
I went to hang out with a friend in Ainsley one time. And I was
Inslee?
thinking, Inslee. I always call it Ainsley. I don't know why. Inslee.
It's a fancier way to say it.
Oh, there's a wasp in here. Cool. Yeah, we're outside, guys, right now. We're actually in the shack. We're recording this in a garden shack right now.
it's like a nice little sunroom. It's actually really nice in here.
Yeah.
It's
Like the backyard looks so zen.
yeah.
Half this episode is talking about the backyard.
The backyard.
Before we
Like,
start, can we go to
the
your backyard? I
trees.
want to look. I want to see.
Is
it.
it
It's
an
really
ASMR?
nice out there.
Video.
No, this is not ASMR, dude.
The
Look, they've
red
got like a
balcony.
little. Was that like a dojo?
Yes. Is that where like Ondas is like wax off and wax on?
He's meditating.
Yeah, that's where I keep the people who owe me money back there. So,
Hey, whoever owes money, pay up.
hey, Sonny, you're graduating soon, and what? I want to know your opinion on how you view school. Because do you have a job lined up right now?
I do not.
Okay, it's okay. I mean,
I'm not. I'm like. I know that. I'm not worried about it because look, I have
Right.
multiple businesses I'm doing, so I'm not too worried about it.
so how do you feel about your time spent in school then?
To be honest with you, I love school. I like learning, and I like the learning process. Maybe college can be better, teaching and adapting students, but I feel like I love school. I love school. In third grade, my teacher literally told me that I would never go to college. I would never attend college, and that kind of like stuck in the back of my head, and I was feared of failure. But I did it. I wasn't the smartest kid. I wasn't the smartest kid, and I wasn't like the brightest one. But I hustled through, and I worked hard.
I'm a big believer in there's different types of intelligence. And I'm not saying that just to pussyfoot around the fact that some people are worse than math as others.
Right.
Some people are better, talking. Some people have better soft skills. Some people are very good mechanics or good working with their hands. I believe, yeah. When it comes to school, the cost to benefit ratio is completely fucking whack, in my opinion.
No, that's true.
So, what would you do? What would you do to fix that issue?
I would do like, cause right now the college I am right now is literally sucking people's money, in every way. They're just taking all the money, and I feel like what the professor is doing is literally like, you can go online and freaking find the same work online as they're teaching. All the homework, all the online. They're not really learning anything. They're basically, I'm doing this for all college student, but you can go on Chegg and find the same homework that the teacher is giving. So at the end, you're not really learning anything. Maybe if the teacher can stop grading, just stop like using school just to have grading paper and actually teach, I feel like that'll be really beneficial.
But how would you push that?
How would I push that? That's a good question. I am actually talking to the marketing director right now, trying to bring in the marketing program to be more hands-on in the marketing world. Instead of teaching out the books, why don't we teach them what's going on right now live? So we're changing things like that.
Or teach them how to make money.
Teach them how to make money, exactly.
One thing. I think the way I would fix it, since UAB is a state-funded school, right?
Right.
I'd start, if I was a big evil governor, I'd start threatening the schools to change something, or I'm going to start cutting your funding. As in, the cost of school for what these kids are getting is ridiculous. You need to start laying off people. And if you don't, I will cut all your funding. That's
Dude,
how
they're
I'd fix
paying
it.
like some of the professors like up to like a couple $1 million,
But some professors, right? The problem is not the professor, in my opinion. The problem is you have the vice president of this administration of ramen safety, just to throw some bullshit out there. It's you have all these positions that need to be trimmed, in my opinion, because they're not offering anything. One, they're not offering any value, not only not to the students, they're not offering anything in terms of benefiting faculty. They're just there to be there. They're just there as part of someone's team because the leader of that team thinks that they're bringing something valuable.
Yeah.
And that's one of the cool things about, I guess, quote unquote, capitalism is it's not about feelings. It's efficiency and efficiency. I didn't know where I was going.
I mean, at the end of the day, college is a business. It's a money-making machine.
Of course. I'm just wondering when it's going to either go away or change drastically, because this thing called the internet, it can basically replace someone's education.
That's so true.
It has the ability to. That's crazy.
Like we're going to like this generation of like a lot of entrepreneurs. Don't you think now? Like people are using that word a lot now. Entrepreneurs.
I feel like people misinterpret what that word actually means.
So what's y'all's definition of an entrepreneur then?
Well, we never call ourselves. Oh, I don't say we never, but we don't call ourselves entrepreneur.
I don't think we've ever. I mean, at first when we first got into the business, we kind of did, but the thing is, what we started realizing is, I feel like a true. I mean, we can call ourselves an entrepreneur, but I feel like too many people use the word loosely. That is starting to kind of like lose its meaning. Like an entrepreneur is just someone who invests in multiple businesses or starts multiple businesses and makes money from those. And they usually do it without any school education or anything like that. But I feel like too many people, like someone would be like, "Oh, I take photos of models on Instagram, so I'm an entrepreneur." And it's like, yeah, I guess you are, but it's like, I don't know how to explain it. But I'm really careful with when I tell people whether or not I'm an entrepreneur, because to be an entrepreneur, you need to actually be making money from a lot of what you do, from multiple businesses.
I feel like, one, you need to be making money, and two, I think a real entrepreneur is someone who's actually solving a problem.
Exactly, yeah, a problem.
I think that's what defines an entrepreneur. It doesn't have to be groundbreaking, but solving a problem.
I mean, like with social media now, everybody's putting entrepreneurs because there's like, oh look, I have like 14, 20,000 like followers. I'm an entrepreneur.
No, what it is people, they have ideas, but they're not taking those ideas and using them. But then they're using those ideas to say, "Oh, I'm an entrepreneur." But if you're not taking those ideas and actually turning them into a business or revenue, then you're not. You're more of an idealist. You're not necessarily an entrepreneur.
They say an idea is executed twice, once in the mind and once in the real world.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And the real world is
where it counts.
Yeah. And where nobody goes almost. So yeah, I've been seeing that a lot too lately. Just people saying they're entrepreneurs when really
off of an idea.
Are you an entrepreneur?
No, I'm a recording guy and a guy who talks as a hobby, and a guy who's trying to learn coding. That's it.
Right.
Like,
right.
I just define myself as that. I don't.
You're a hustler, that's for sure. You grind
I don't know.
hard.
I'm afraid of throwing around hustler too, because sometimes the definition of hustler can get really vague.
No, for sure. Yeah,
and
yeah.
sometimes it's not as negative as it
was to be. I feel like the word hustle now is
really
like
negative word,
because the word hustler back when used to mean, "Hey, I'm going to trick you at a
your
pool
money,
bar.
yeah.
Exactly.
I'm going to take your money and leave before you get a chance to shoot me."
Exactly.
That's what a hustler was back then. Or I'm going to take your money and stick a gun up to your head and make sure you don't follow me.
But nowadays it means more like people who get money any way they can, whether it's good or bad, legal or illegal. That's kind of how people use the word nowadays.
Which is interesting. Is there even, can you even put a moral definition to acquiring currency?
If you're killing someone for money, then yeah, that's not morally right.
I wouldn't, kill or steal.
Yeah.
It rhymes.
But if you're getting money by working smart or hard, but it's not illegal in any way, I mean.
So let me play devil's advocate for a second, right? You say kill or steal, but everything is a lot of industries are based off doing that in indirect ways.
For sure, yeah.
True.
So, I mean, if we want to get really hippie here, let's talk about pesticides in food, right?
Mm-hmm.
That shit will kill you.
True.
But you're not doing it directly.
You know what? I'm gonna give you a scenario.
This is too deep of a question.
I want to think on that. I'm gonna give you a scenario. My psychology teacher, his name is Mr. Jones, fantastic teacher. He gave me this scenario, and he asked us this. We had a whole debate about it in class. Let's say your spouse is about to die, and the pharmacist has the medicine he or she needs to survive, but the pharmacist is overcharging the medicine, and he won't let you pay it like monthly. You have to pay it up front. So you steal the medicine to give to your dying spouse. Are you right or are you wrong?
Right. That's
right
that's
or wrong, I'm still doing it, man.
Why? But you're stealing.
Doesn't matter at that point.
But you're stealing. You're still stealing from someone who worked hard to build up that business.
I think I like to compare this scenario to, there's my cheesy way of putting it, there's always got to be balance. Everything is nuanced, but you can't make it too nuanced, because what happens is you get, let me talk shit about tech companies, right? I got a friend who works in one, and he told me a story of, there's somebody who identifies as an animal, and they literally have to put a litter box so you can shit in it. But also, if you're too strict on your principles, well, then you don't get to work. You
become closed-minded.
Right. And you don't really look into the nuances of each situation.
I feel like what it is should we let it go to the extremes? That's what it is. Because having a litter box set for them to poop, like, that's extreme.
But think about it. Capitalism, right? We all want to make money. What if this guy who wants to shit in a litter box is bringing you in tons of fucking money? Are you going to tell him no?
Shit anywhere you want, bro.
See that? There you go.
So
I'll be like, hey, you want shit in my bedroom? Come take a shit.
But shouldn't there be a moment where you say, well, wait a minute. I have this office and this guy is pooping right here where everybody walk in.
But this guy
is bringing money.
But this guy is bringing in money. He's made my stocks go up by 3%.
Doing could run people away.
But at the end of the day, it's up to your morals and what you choose. What will you do for money?
Well, see,
everybody has a different limit.
I feel like you have to look at everything from like an unbiased kind of middle perspective. It's like, okay, they are bringing money, but they are pooping in front of people. Like,
it's hard to come. It's hard to come from a middle unbiased perspective because we're all biased in some way.
Exactly.
No, for sure.
As little as I try to be unbiased, which people are gonna laugh because some of the shit I've said on this show has been extremely biased. As much as I try to be, understand the middle of the ground, I'm still pretty far in one direction compared to what some people feel is middle of the ground. So I don't know. That's an interesting question that I was not prepared to answer. And none of us have the solution to.
No.
I feel like it's one of those things that you don't. It all just becomes what your opinion about it is.
That's true.
That's what I feel
like. Shitting in the litter box. This is great, man.
Hey Pierre, if you start bringing in a lot of money, you can shit anywhere you want, bro.
If? What do you mean if?
I mean when? When you bring in a lot of money?
I mean because I do.
So you can start shitting anywhere you want now.
Have you guys saved up for retirement yet?
Oh no, man.
Y'all need to.
Should I?
Yes, you should start putting in what I've been doing. I sound like I'm fucking advertising, but I'm not.
Is this where you read the commercial?
Is where you read the commercial?
This
hey guys, you guys like cooking in the kitchen? Well, guess what? Blue Apron.
But what I've been doing is I've been throwing $100 every month into a Roth IRA.
Yeah.
And what a Roth IRA is, or mutual growth stock fund is. It's money you put in, but you can't take out until later age. When I'm saying later, I mean like 57 or 60. But the point of you putting money in there consistently every month, or even every week if you can, is to build up compound interest. So say I put in 100 this month, and then I put in 100 next month. I'm not getting just 2% interest on 200.
You getting it after?
I'm basically getting 2% interest on 100 and 100. So your interest starts building up.
I have a coworker, and I may be misquoting him. He may be talking about something else, but that sounds like he said he has one of those. Yes. And like I said, I may be misquoting him, maybe something else. But he said what it is like, let's say you save up $40,000. What the government is, when you try to take that out, they're gonna claim it. They're gonna either claim it or tax it as $80,000. So like you save up $40,000, and when you take it out, they see it. Oh, that's $80,000. That he explained it some way, which was really, really weird. And he said it's really annoying because he has all this money, but if he takes it out, the government is either going to tax him on it. I can't remember how he explained it.
I think what he meant to say was it's going to count as income, basically.
Oh, got you. Okay.
So he has to report it on his taxes as income.
But yeah, he said he has to claim it or report it as double the amount, which was really weird.
I don't know about
what kind of Italian mafia Roth IRA did your friend get into?
Never heard of that one before.
Like I said, I might be explaining it wrong.
I'm like, I just save money under my bed.
But he did say it was a weird situation where whatever you claim or whatever you take out, they write it as a higher number than what you actually. It's weird. I need to talk to him about it again.
So, well, actually, I don't want to talk about if we report our income because I'm pretty sure a lot of our transactions are cash.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we don't want to go there.
Yeah, we're not going to go there right now. Or
they come and busting through.
Are they trash? Are you sure? We've never done. Cash?
Trash transaction.
I file all my taxes. What are you talking about? I literally just pay a freaking whopping tax not too long ago. Kicking my ass. It's my first year paying tax for my business.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude.
It's hard, man. It sucks. Trust me.
But yeah, y'all need to start that because Social Security's not going to be around.
No, for sure, man.
It is not going to be around. If people think that's still going to be around, they're fucking out of their minds.
Yeah.
So yeah, start saving.
Dude, you're right.
That's the best way to do it. Stop spending money on everything. Just save.
No, you're so right. I'm trying to get better at saving. I've gotten a lot better than what I used to be.
This party better be. We could retire.
We could
use that money for retirement.
We could.
But you said this party was free. How y'all gonna make money?
The second one we are gonna charge when it's open. But the first one we just want to make a fun event for people.
That's gonna be interesting. How y'all move from a free model to charging?
Man, if because we do YouTube, that'll be awesome.
Because YouTube tried to do it, and that didn't work out. So they got rid of YouTube Red.
Well,
that's interesting.
It's all about how you market it. That's the thing. I feel like YouTube they didn't market it as. I feel like
there was nothing to offer for YouTube Red.
With YouTube Red, it was pretty much the same content except now we're gonna charge you for it.
And it's like the same creator going on YouTube Red, charging people for it.
Right. What they tried to do was make exclusives that would only be released on the YouTube Red.
So what we can do, which is cool, this is what I think about. I don't want to. I talk to Pierre.
No, go ahead.
Can I say? So basically, my plan for the second party is like how YouTube Red is getting paid through their advertisement. So what if we throw this free party, but at that free party, companies can pay us to post their ads there. So that's how we can get paid also too.
So the enjoyer of the party will still get it for free, but the companies will have to pay you for advertising.
Because if you think about it, those traffic coming through that door,
coming through, they're gonna see that.
And a lot of company does that. For example, like at events and stuff, people have their drinks and their cups, their brand everywhere.
What you do is you get them to pay you to get people to see their advertisement. I mean, it's basically, because since it's a free party, it's gonna be a lot of people. So obviously they're gonna want to have all those. They're gonna want as many people as possible to see their business and what they have to offer, what they're trying to sell. So,
I see. Yeah, because there is danger in. I say charging college kids is dangerous. I'm saying it's pretty. It's rough because they're all poor. Most college kids don't have a fucking clue how to save money or don't know what a budget is, and they just abuse their credit card. But that's another rant. I'm gonna.
College students. Well, and here's the thing about college students.
Oh, get into the mic, please.
Oh, my bad.
You good?
We take college students from high school. 2 months later, we throw them into an adult environment, and a lot of them, especially if they don't have that sort of like mature home training, they really don't know how to adapt easily to such a transition because everything's on them now, and the thing is, and that's the thing with college. I feel like we expect them to be at this standard, but we don't necessarily teach it in a way that they can comprehend it. Like, I feel like high school should be college prep, but it's really not.
So here's an interesting question I got. Going back to, I will not kill, I will not steal.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the way I see it. A business like college gets this 18-year-old kid or a group of 18-year-old kids, right? They don't know what's going on. And they just go into this college and they take out a loan. Is that considered stealing?
I mean, I guess not really.
It can't
because you're getting something out of it. Like it's up to the person.
Some people do.
Yeah,
but that's not everyone.
But those people should not even go to college in the first place. Because college, at the end of the day, college is not a game. If you choose to pay that money to go to college, you should use it for what it is.
Right. But my question is that you think it's not stealing?
I think it's fair game. Because you know the risks. Taking this loan out. You know what you're getting into.
Sure, but I feel like...
is it safe to say that businesses run off ignorance?
Yes,
you can profit off
ignorance. For sure.
They do. I was in sales. I did door-to-door sales for 6 months. The more ignorant the person was, the easier it was for me to make money off of them. And I use that to my advantage. I had to make a paycheck. And that's one of the reasons why I got out of it, because I didn't like the fact that we had to sort of like there were times when I sold cable door-to-door. There are times where I really said some... I used some sales taxes that weren't necessarily ethical, but when you have to make a paycheck, when you have bills to pay, kids to feed, like,
right, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
I get that. So I always find it funny when some people, not you guys, when some people say, "Oh, don't make your money off killing or stealing." I was like, well,
like
it's all indirect in a way.
It's a dog eat dog world. The clothes you're wearing right now, you're killing somebody. That the person that's working in a sweatshop or working somewhere, that's you're killing them indirectly in a way.
See, the world is selfish, man.
I always find it funny when people argue. It's like, oh, these Chinese factory workers, it's unfair what they're working for. And I see them with their iPhone 9 or whatever. I'm saying,
it's super critical.
Do you want to pay $9,000 for an iPhone 9? You know what I'm saying?
So true.
Like,
someone has to make the sacrifice, and the end of the day, somebody's have to make the sacrifice, work the bottom line. It
has to be.
Yeah, it's a crazy.
It's a harsh world, and people need to stop being
People need to realize
People need
that.
to be more aware, and people also need to be more sincere, but also stop being bitches.
Stop being so
Like.
sensitive. Stop being so
You know?
sensitive. Like the thing is, people love to. There's this thing. Roosevelt. This term Roosevelt uses called a muckraker. Love to stir the muck, but never like to clean it up. So what it is they love to talk about the problem, but they don't want to do anything about the solution.
Roosevelt, Theodore, or which Roosevelt?
Think what Theodore Roosevelt.
Theodore Roosevelt was, because I know he was in world.
The guy who was in office for like 12 years. That was Theodore,
FDR.
right?
No, that's FDR.
No, it was.
I don't think he was in office for 12 years.
Theodore Roosevelt.
FDR. No, FDR was the last president to do 2 terms.
No,
4
FDR.
terms. Okay.
FDR. He was no.
We're about to get
Theodore,
fact checked like
yeah,
crazy.
let's get fact
History.
checked. Theodore. He was in office for like 12 years, wasn't it?
No,
I thought it was FDR, but
Theodore Roosevelt was not in office for. Was he? Because there wasn't a law for someone being in office for 12 years.
Exactly. They
Until
changed
FDR,
it after
until
that.
FDR,
They changed it
until
after
FDR.
that. Who was it?
Until FDR. Let me see. FDR.
Theodore Roosevelt.
Look, just type in how long was Theodore Roosevelt?
No,
in
wait,
office?
my bad. Theodore, who's the fat one?
Theodore
Yeah.
Roosevelt.
Okay,
That's
my
Theodore.
bad. Theodore, yeah, Theodore, my bad.
Yeah.
That's my bad.
Was
yeah.
he the one using the term muckraker?
I believe it was him. Who was it?
Shoot. I thought it was
Type in who coined
Yeah,
the term.
Theodore Roosevelt. It was the one who wasn't president for a long time.
There were some presidents that were in for a while too. He wasn't the only one.
No, he
that
wasn't
was
the only one. I think George Washington was like, hey, I don't want to be a leader. He could be a leader forever, but he was like, nah, I'm stepping
Yeah,
down.
it was Theodore
Right.
Roosevelt. He was in office 12 years. He coined muckraker. And George Bush, he wasn't in office. He was only in
No,
office.
George Washington.
George Washington. Yeah, he
He
was
could
First president.
He was
We're
the
not
first
talking about the
president.
Bushes.
Yeah, but he was like, remember, I was reading something. He was like, they're like, hey, you can be president for a long time. He's like,
yeah,
no, I
he
wanna
said no
step down.
because he had to step down because he didn't want it. Because the whole point of them having presidents and having terms was so
To be
it
different from
wouldn't be
president.
So
like
it
a
wouldn't
king.
turn into a
Yeah.
monarchy.
A
It wouldn't
monarchy,
turn into a
yeah.
monarchy. That's what it was.
Do you see? But
Right.
freaking TDR? Theodore?
Can we just Theodore Roosevelt was a fucking badass.
He
You don't
was. Speak softly, carry a big stick. I live by that every day.
That's what he says? Speak
Mhm.
softly, carry a big stick.
Carry a big stick.
So what speak softly? Like, just
Speak
talk
softly means
less.
be nice,
Oh.
He was a.
but make sure you have a lot of fire in you.
Damn.
I think I don't know if this story is true, but there was a story of him. There was an assassination attempted on him.
And he
And-
kept doing the speech.
He didn't. There was another president that did that. Reagan, I think,
Yeah, Ronald Reagan.
Reagan?
because Reagan got shot at. And I think he kept doing the speech. But Theodore Roosevelt, the story behind him was there was an attempted assassination on him. He didn't notice the gunshot until he got home 10 hours later.
Yeah.
When he was changing to say, "Oh, look, I got shot."
Oh, so he got shot.
Yeah, he
he
did
got
get
shot. He just didn't know.
Exactly. And he kept going to the speech. He was actually in a wheelchair, but he could stand up for like a few periods of time and like give a speech.
I don't know.
I'm
I feel
trying to
like, I feel
remember
like
my
if,
facts.
I feel like if we're going to history, we gotta be careful because now we might start mixing up presidents. and
Exactly,
we're- and
yeah.
we're gonna get
Yeah,
shit
yeah.
Like,
on.
these guys are
Who
not-
was the
These-
first black president? George Bush. Was it?
These fucking morons.
We're just videographers.
Dude, Andrew Jackson. He loved Indians, right? Yeah, he loved them. No, he didn't. Okay, let's keep going before this goes off the rails. Oh, have y'all been noticing more automation happening?
Like, what do you mean?
Okay, here's a simple example.
What, when you call and they have like the automatic.
Right, that you don't even talk to a person anymore.
You're
Another
right.
thing is, back in the day, when you had to go somewhere to park and you had to pay for parking, there used to be somebody working it. Well, now you just press a button and print you a ticket.
That's so true.
No, you're right.
Have y'all noticed that?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Amazon's also testing out a self-driving truck for long-distance driving.
Oh wow.
I see that coming, dude. AI is taking over, man. I'm telling
Yeah,
you.
it
They're
is.
taking over.
iRobot.
I think they're also taking over the working class jobs for
They
sure.
are.
Which
Yeah, the
I mean, I
blue-collar
went to
jobs
McDonald's the other day, and there was like this machine
on
that
280.
orders your food.
Yeah, it orders your food for you.
You just
Yeah.
click it, and then I'm like, dang, dude.
I mean, shit. Look at Walmart self-checkout.
Self checkout everywhere. We literally went to an Irondale, like in the I guess Walmart in the hood, right? Can I say that? But there was self checkout
Irondale's
line.
not. That section is not. It's too close to Mountain Brook. It's not
Okay,
hood
yeah.
hood yet.
But it has all self checkout.
Yeah.
The fear is like people complaining they're not getting paid enough, and guess what? Now they're getting replaced.
Exactly. What it is
I think it was going to happen either way.
Yeah,
Sorry,
for
Pierre.
sure.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
no,
We
it's
do
all
that.
good. I was just gonna kind of reiterate what you guys are saying. I feel like, I feel like it's really gonna cut down the blue collar workers, unfortunately. But the thing is, what's weird is that you'll still have like people who are blue collar, but you'll start seeing less of them. So like a lot of people who don't have education, like going back to what we talked about with college, like you get an education, can't find a job. You don't get an education, you can't find a job. It's like, my goodness, what do you do?
I think we need to redefine what it takes to survive. What you need to bring is value.
Mm-hmm.
some people, I think what they do is they mix up time spent to equal value.
That's true.
While those two are related, they're not that closely related. Their ratio of benefit is not 1-to-1. I'd say it takes, I guess, on the scale of value. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
How do you make yourself valuable?
Well, 1, you make a company more money. 2, you solve a problem for them.
Mm-hmm.
Or 3, you make a process easier.
What a lot of people do is, I know a lot of millionaires talk about this. They say they put value on the dollar and not necessarily the time or themselves. And that creates a lot of, it's like, okay, so like, for example, people, they say, oh, getting rich quick is a bad thing. No, it's not. It is not. So let's take it this way. Let's say you make $25,000 a year over 40 years. That's $1 million, right? You made $1 million over 40 years.
Yeah, let's say
or you make $1 million in 1 year. Who would you say is more successful? They both have the same million, but who would you say is more successful?
That's interesting because I don't equate wealth. I
What's
don't equate income with wealth or wealth with success. This is another one of those nuanced subjects that depend from person to person, because the chicken farmer who might only make, $50 a year, is happy, has no loans, has no debts. Well, he's successful too, just in a different definition.
That's true.
Because his definition of success is way different than probably our definition is.
You're right. I was using that as a reference back to people putting value on the dollar not the time or themselves. So yeah, you're right. Success is different for everybody.
I mean, that's success, but then who's more valuable? I'd rather have somebody that makes $1 million in a year. That's more valuable than me than 4 years.
In one year.
Over 40.
Over 4 years.
Over 40.
I guess it depends. I guess it really depends. Me, I kind of I don't like only making 25 a year. That's definitely not enough to survive unless you're just a super minimalist and you just stay in the attic somewhere.
Or live with your parents for your rest of your life.
Live with your parents.
Dude, I don't get why people say, "Oh, you live with your parents." Like, shut the
Dude,
fuck
it's
up.
not.
It's like, shut the fuck up. I will stay here.
I will stay with my parents. I'm not I vouch for you, bro, because like people don't understand. Like, you're contributing to your parents. Like, I'm saying this in the humblest way as possible, but I live with my parents. I'm paying rent. I'm helping them out more than I'm like eating off them.
Yo, it was like, when my mom asked me, she's like, "Do you want to move out for college?" I was like, "Fuck no, we're not that rich."
Yeah.
Fuck no.
I mean, to think about it, most people that does move out, they're using their parents' money. You know, it's not their own money. I guarantee you, some of their parents' money helped them out.
Before we go on this rant, yes, we understand there are people on scholarship who are really smart who get it for free. So if it doesn't apply to you, please let it fly. We're not talking about you. Yes.
I'm just saying, I've had my own place by myself with no help from parents. It is not as fun as you think. You think, like, I feel like a lot of people think, oh, they get their own place, they're gonna have all this time to go out.
Exactly.
No, you're working to keep that place.
You better
running.
work.
The thing is, other people, they had the luxury of like having their parents like, help them buy furniture or help them get the house. Like me and my brother, we got our own place in a span of like 2 months because we were kind of forced into it. And I worked 2 fast food jobs. My brother was a shift manager, and we paid it. We kept up the notes, but it was so expensive. It was hell.
Shout out if my little brother's watching this podcast, listen to this because this is really important.
Yeah, I was done with my statement, but I'm just saying people are so quick to go out on their own, but see, they have that mindset because they understand they have that cushion of their parents behind them. Mm-hmm. But then they still don't understand that it's still hard,
Yo, man, me as a 22-year-old, 3 months in New York, that was enough for me to realize, I want to stay home for a bit more because that's fucking ridiculous.
You went out, you noticed. So like these kids now, like my brother, like 16-year-old, like he wants to move out. I literally told him, I made a bet with him. I was like, bro, if you can move out when you're 18, find an apartment, find a house and a job, I'll give you $1,000.
I mean, listen,
I want to see if he can do it.
Here's the thing. Most rent for most places costs $700. Most people don't even make $700 in a 2-week paycheck span.
Yeah.
And then people, they don't consider lights, gas, groceries, car insurance. House insurance is optional, but it is important to have it.
And another important thing people forget is, hey, I want to socialize, so I got to spend money on that too.
Exactly. Plus, they don't understand furniture is so expensive.
That's what I think about all the time, Pierre. I think about, if I went out and rented my own place, I got to think about, furniture costs a bunch. That's why you would hear advertisements and see advertisements. Oh, 0% interest on this fucking bed
Exactly.
for 48 months.
Exactly.
You look at the price of that, it's like, holy shit.
Exactly. One couch can run you over $1,000 if
Unless
you
you
want
go
a
to-
nice one. If you want a set,
Nice one, yeah.
you know.
I mean, you can go to Walmart, buy furniture.
No, you don't even gotta go to Walmart. Go on Facebook Market.
Oh, yeah,
Look for
yeah.
someone who's giving
Speaking
some
of
shit
Facebook
away.
Market, I have a couch on sale right now, so whoever wants to hit me up,
Look him up.
look
Go
me
get
up.
it.
You find like a couple of couches. I
Yo,
flip
good
couches.
deals.
Yo,
It's
speaking
good
of bad spending habits, I almost was tempted to get. There was this 1986 Monte Carlo SS. It's
Oh,
a
wow.
shitty muscle car that they were selling for $4,500. I was tempted, like,
Do you have a big spending habit like me?
4,500.
yeah, $4,500. Monte
What?
Carlo,
How
1986.
you said it was you said it was bad?
It's just my way of saying it's a shitty muscle car, but it's a muscle car.
Was
Yeah,
it
that's one
missing
of my-
any parts?
Yeah, good gas mileage and insurance. That's what it was missing.
Does it have an engine?
imagine I go there, pick up the car, it doesn't even start. I was like, oh yeah, we're just selling the frame.
Yeah, we're just
all this other stuff.
yeah, 4,500 for
So are you a spending guy? Do you like to spend money?
Sometimes I get on these weird binges, but then I regret it. I like spending money, but I've got to be very careful with it.
I know those binges. Pierre, don't you? Will you say that I'm a impulsive buyer?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
He makes me impulsive buy.
Yeah, we literally. Okay, how much we went? We went out.
We went to Nashville
Uh-oh.
and we spent in together, I'd say over close to 800
Yeah, $800
on just
random shit that we don't
random
need.
stuff that we didn't need.
I feel guilty when I spend $50 in a day.
Exactly.
God.
Exactly. Because of this guy, I literally threw away all of my underwear and bought all Calvin Kleins because of this guy. Literally.
That's what happens when you hang around Vietnamese people, man.
Exactly.
We'll get you doing this crazy
They'll-
shit.
they'll
that
get
do.
you, man.
We'll get you.
Calvin
get you.
Klein, please sponsor us. back.
We were buying Swarovski crystals, Michael Kors watches. Sonny went crazy, man. I was like, oh,
What?
man.
I thought about getting a watch, but
Hey man, you gotta treat yourself sometimes.
Yeah, you do. You should.
know?
You should. And that's the thing. You know what? I feel like, here's the thing about spending. I feel like,
oh, microphone, please.
oh, I'm so sorry. Listen, here's the thing about spending. It's okay to spend, but know when to stop and know to separate what you need from what you want. That's the thing a lot of people don't understand. They trick themselves into thinking what they want is what they need.
Oh yeah, some people's definitions of bare necessities is seriously fucked.
Exactly.
Some people think buying clothes is bare necessity.
Exactly.
No,
It's not.
no, it ain't. You can, like, look. Some of my friends may be degenerates, but they know how to save money. I know some people who've lived off 2 sets of clothes for like 2 years to save up money.
I wish I was
Right.
like that, man. To be honest.
Some of these people, like some of the people I know, they're fucking hardcore. They're hardcore savers, man.
I need to live
Because
like an Asian mom.
You always, because it's good. It feels good when, like, you know, I have money saved up. It feels good to know, like, oh, like if my car loses a tire, I don't have to spend my paycheck money to like get it towed. I can just pull it out the bank. It's good to have that cushion money.
I need
like-
that cushion money, man.
Yeah. Because like I said, when I went out on my own with my brother, I didn't have parents, so like I had to like fucking like really like make sure like I was like secured. And I'm still bad with money. Like
I feel you.
sometimes I use my cushion money to like buy food and like spend it on stuff I
You
don't
know what
need,
my
but-
cushion money is? Which I need to stop. It's my parents. That's the thing. Because I keep thinking about, oh, don't worry, they're just gonna give me this house when they like get
But-
old,
but
or
here's
they're
the
gonna
deal.
give me
Here's
this
what
car.
you can do. You
Which
can
I need to
use-
stop thinking
Funny
like
thing
that.
you say that, Sonny, because I've
'Cause it's
actually
part of
run
our
in,
culture, you know.
I've run into that situation, you know, because my mom always wants to help me, but I've been running into that lately where I just say, "No, mom, I'm good." The fact I'm barely paying shit for anything and you're letting me stay here,
Amen,
and,
man.
and I get free laundry, and you feed me sometimes.
Free laundry?
That's
Oh,
more
wow.
than enough, man.
No, for sure, man.
That's
This
fantastic.
is like we're really blessed because it's embedded in our culture where our parents will help us to the end, and it's amazing. Like right now, I'm literally paying my dad rent, but now he wants more, so it's just freaking weird. You know, you can't win.
He's really chatting like
He's
he's
milking it, bro. He's like every time the check comes home, he opens the check, and now he beginning to notice check like every month. He's like, okay,
He opens
Pay-
your checks. Oh
bro,
man,
dude.
Can you
And
get
I
direct
literally
deposit?
I literally give him a big check during Christmas, but now he's like, okay, you gotta start paying this.
Man, that's
like your dad. You said your dad's a hustler, so I mean,
Hey, man, he's
But-
he's milking me.
he's hustling his own son. But here's the deal.
He's like, this is called child
Look,
support. It's
listen.
where the son pays the dad.
People. Here's the thing. People are always like people like to say, "Oh, you get your parents to help you." That's not a bad thing. But the thing is, it's when you don't excuse me, so when you don't use it to your advantage, I feel like you're kind of missing on something important. You could, like, the fact that your parents are a cushion, use it to your advantage. Use it to, like, help you, like, boost forward. Like, right now, like, okay, like, you know, you have the opportunity to live with your parents in a nice house, so you can kind of explore your hobbies and see if you can really turn that into, like, something, you know, profitable, you know?
Right. You basically have room to fuck up.
Exactly. Some people do not have that luxury. So if you have, oh my goodness, we're about to be like the other podcast. But if you have room to screw up as many times as you can till you get it right. But don't just screw up just because you know you can. Only screw up if you know you're using it for a purpose. You know what I mean?
Fall forward.
If that makes fall forward, right? Fall forward, not backwards.
I think some people rush themselves too on where they think they should be, because a lot of people. I don't know if a lot of people feel this way anymore, but I know the previous generation, they felt rushed. They felt that you had to be here by 25 or 30, when that's not the way life works.
Like how, like, we were talking about, like, married, job, settle down kind of thing?
Successful. Yeah, that kind of deal.
I mean,
Ideally, my ideal age is, well, me being realistic with myself. I'm not saying I'm slowing down to be that way.
right.
But
Like, when do you see yourself getting married?
mid-30s, early 30s. I don't see myself getting married in the 20s because, one, I'm not even dating anyone right now.
Yep.
Right.
And
Same.
two, it's like nobody knows who the fuck they are until life kicks their ass for at least 30 years.
Right. No, you're right.
That's my rule. It's like nobody knows who they are. You could be like, "Oh, I'm 22. I've learned a lot. I know what it means to be an adult." It's like, no, you don't. You know, your brain is still developing. You haven't been kicked in the nuts enough.
Exactly.
And I'm talking in general. I'm pretty sure there's one person who's had their nuts kicked in at the age of 7, and they just know what to do now. But
They know what the deal is. But one thing I hate that people say is I'm still young. Oh man, that when people tell me that scares me. That really scares me.
It's both ways. Like, I always say this: you're too young not to learn things, and like, no, I say life is too short not to do things, and life is too long. Wait, life is too short. I messed up.
Life is I messed up too.
Life is too long not to learn different things, and life is too short not to, like, live it up. You know, kind of. That's what I try to tell myself to motivate.
One thing I told my sister, because a lot of people tell me, like, a lot of people see Sonny and I working hard, and they're like, "Oh, but you guys are still young. Still enjoy yourselves." And it's like, well, that's why we're working so hard when we're young, so that when we're older, we have that luxury to enjoy ourselves. Because the thing is, this is what I was 17, and this man, he told me, he said, "Do what you need to do now. Don't focus on friends, partying, and all that. Work hard now." Because he said, "You're 17, right?" He said, "When you wake up tomorrow, you'll be 40, and then you'll look back 20 years, and you'll be like, dang, where did all this time go?"
Yeah,
Like,
that's the one thing you'll never get back.
You'll never get that back. And it goes fast. Like, yesterday I was 19. I'm 22 now. Like, when I woke up and I was 22, I was like, I'm really 22. Like, Jesus Christ.
And it sucks, man, because the older you get, the more problems you're gonna get. Like, for example, kids, house, and stuff. You can't do
the more you start seeing, like, the more the world is gonna see you as an adult. Like, they're not gonna see you as just like, oh, he's a kid. No, you're an adult.
Man, the way I saw it is, do I want to party right now and have fun in a shitty club at 22, or do I want to have fun when I'm 35 and I'm traveling to Zion National Park?
Exactly.
Just for the fuck.
You want to be on the balcony of that condo having drinks, or when you're 30, or do you want to keep,
I don't know,
having drinks in that sleazy bar?
I just feel like I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that.
I mean,
so speaking of,
I want a house like this when I get 30, 40. You know, like that's what that's goals.
It's definitely possible earlier, because my mom always says, if I had a late start at 41 and I got this 3 years later, you can definitely do it.
That's so true. There's no excuses.
At
Literally
42,
looking at your mom, looking at your mom doing this, having this, there's no excuses. Just like my father, seeing my dad doing this, there's no excuses. And my dad always like joke around saying, "Sonny, I don't know if you're gonna make this as much money as me one day." I'm like, I don't know, but I hope to. I hope to beat you.
Exactly.
Because it's embarrassing if you don't. You know.
See, and it's embarrassing. It is embarrassing that a 41-year-old can do it. And, you have someone who's 22 still saying, "Well, I'm still young." Like, I feel like that's one of the worst handicaps you can give yourself, that I'm still young.
Especially when your parents give you everything.
Exactly.
I'm saying for myself.
I don't think it's a bad mindset to think you're young. So.
No, I mean, because
are you saying?
I'm saying because usually when people say I'm still young, they take it as I still have time, and it's like, but that time's gonna run out really fast. Like,
Man, that shit. What I say when the assignments due, I say, I still got 2 weeks.
Yeah, and then here
but
you are the night before.
Night before, so that's
Night
not how it
before,
works.
wondering how to
what
bullshit a
happened.
16-page paper on a lesbian dancing.
And that's what can happen in life. You know, you'll be like, I have time. I'll do it when I'm 40. Next thing you know, you're 40. You're like, whoa, what happened? What was
That's
I
true,
doing?
man. Just
You know.
So speaking of not making mistakes and not burdening yourself earlier because responsibilities only pile up the older you get, what do you think on debt forgiveness?
Debt forgiveness?
debt forgiveness. Like, what do you mean? Like, so for example, like
Let's
if they
talk-
owe you a bunch of money,
You can
No,
really do debt forgiveness?
No, let's talk about student loans, right? That's probably what I was trying to get into. Student loans, debt forgiveness. How do y'all feel about that?
So for example, if you owed $80,000, then one day they're gonna be like, you know what? Forget it.
Correct.
Kind of like that.
Kind of like that. Oh, back off the mic a little bit. Pull off the pop filter a little bit. Pull it back a little bit. There you go. No. Pull it back towards you. Perfect. Just like that.
Okay.
But yeah, that's basically student loan debt forgiveness.
Yeah, I think they should, because you know it racks up so much interest. You end up paying more than what you actually took out. You know, I feel like they should give you a lot of forgiveness on that.
So-
With how much interest it built up.
So here's where I disagree, right? The interest, yeah, I get it from financial.
No interest. Yeah.
Here's where I don't think it doesn't teach someone to value a lesson. It doesn't. Now someone's actions are being done without repercussions.
Mhm.
What do you think got him? What do you think got him to that point in the first place? The lack, maybe they were deceived. Maybe it's the lack of understanding the weight of their decisions. And if you just make that go away, what have they learned? Is that going to change human habit?
See, like I was saying before, you should give debt forgiveness on the interest. But if you take out a loan, you should be required to pay it back. You have to. I mean, that's just how it is.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't know. The weird thing about this culture, American culture, is they're so big on borrowing into the future. I mean, look at the national debt. Look at a student loan debt. That's ridiculous.
So how can we fix it? Do you have a problem?
I don't know. I don't know if you can fix human habit.
No, you can't, dude. That's why credit card is also a bad thing.
I don't know if you can fix $1 trillion of credit card debt because that's just people. I don't know if you can fix $1 trillion mistake or $1.7 trillion of mistakes too.
Man.
See, you can, but see, here's the problem. Life goes on. And so that debt keeps adding up, and you know, other things happens to where like I mean, you would literally have to put all your focus into paying back that debt.
Like, I'm fortunate. I don't have no debt. Do you?
No, not really.
See? Not really.
Oh,
right?
man, you guys are lucky.
I know,
Jesus
that's not like
Christ.
We are. Dude.
We
Oh
are.
my goodness.
We are, dude.
If you think about it, bro, like, I'm thinking like, holy shit, I'm gonna graduate college with no debt.
Man, I'm on a deferment. My good. Oh man.
That's the only thing. Like, kids.
Pierre's
That's
starting
why
to
I
hate.
always
Jesus.
understand. Like, if my parents, like, if I can do it with no debt, like, you know, how can
Pierre's starting to hate us more by
Yeah.
the second. So
I'm like, bro,
I'm
guys, come on.
jealous,
There's
man.
a
I'm
system.
jealous.
There's a way. If you just gotta look into it, financial aid, scholarship, anything you can possibly do just to lower that, you know, that debt.
I think people just have bad spending habits.
And then people take classes. This is the thing I don't get. Maybe because it's enforced in my freaking head that my dad was like, make sure when you pick a major, stick to it. Do not change. And like, that's what I know is a lot of people been changing major. That's how they build up the money.
Because here's the thing. Okay, so I listen to a lot of podcasts by millionaires who like tell you like how to be successful, good habits to have.
Uh-huh.
And here's something that a lot of them say. Well, they don't say this, but this is a way you could sum it up. This is a quote I made up that can sum up what they say. Do what makes you money, not what makes you happy. So like, for example, what that means is like, what happens is a lot of people, they go into a major that, you know, they say, this is my passion in life. They go into it, oh, it doesn't make money, I got to change. Or they go into, oh, this makes a lot of money, but this is not my passion, I got to change. And that's what caused them to switch majors so many times, because people want to make money, but they also want to do something that they don't like,
What to do?
that they want to do, you know?
Yeah.
But going back to what, you know, the Millionaire Habits, what's his name? Dan
Pena?
Dan Pena? Yeah. Now
Is it this angry, crusty old white guy who
No,
cusses a lot and is
yeah.
super? I love him, dude. He's awesome.
He is, and that's the thing, because he's so honest. He's straightforward with it, and he's like, you know, one thing he said, I can't quote him exactly, but he said in so many words, you know, eating makes you happy, but how many people got rich off of just eating, you know? Sometimes to do what makes money, you can't always do what makes you happy. Like there's this one guy, I think he's Asian, but he goes on about how like he hates accounting. He hates going over like bank stuff for his business, but he has to do it because it helps keep his money. It's what keeps him a millionaire. So sometimes you can't always do what makes you happy to make you money. Sometimes you have to just force yourself to do things you don't like.
I think more people need to see also that with wealth comes options.
Exactly.
And options could mean, hey, I can go into these other ventures, or hey, now I have more time to do what I want to do.
What is wealth to you? Financial freedom, like kind of like
wealth to me is one, it's spending power and financial freedom and free time. Those are three things those are my three things for success. So let's say I only made $40,000 a year.
Right.
Let's say that's all I needed to make. But I have zero debt and I only have to work 15 hours a week.
And you're happy,
and I'm happy. And for some reason I didn't want to make more money.
So is that
to me? That's
wealth. That feels like no kids, no nothing, bro. That's like pretty good.
To me, that's wealth because one, I only have to work 15 hours a week, and now I can just fuck off for the rest of the week and do whatever I want to do.
That's 3 hours a day over a 5-day business day. My goodness.
Dude, or if I'm crazy, I could just work one day out of the week.
Exactly.
But your income is just like 40 with no debt.
Yeah, you know it. Like you
except for like house and stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, but and that's I think you're right. I feel like what people I forgot what I was gonna say, man. I completely forgot what I was gonna say. Go ahead, finish your statement.
But think about it, man. If I only have to work one day, I can waste the other 6 days, doing this stupid podcast.
Yeah,
doing other things that I just want to do. Go to the gym.
Yeah, this stupid podcast in this beautiful sunroom with the beautiful breeze, the view. Yeah, it's
yeah. There's no view anymore. It's just darkness. Now people out there can see what we're doing, but we can't see them.
It's a creepy part.
Wave to them.
What about you, Sonny? Let's start with Pierre.
Yeah.
What's your definition of wealth?
My definition, well, I grew up in like the hood with no money, food stamps, lights cut off. So my definition of wealth is lots and lots of money. Don't have to work as much. Pretty much exactly what you said. My definition of wealth might be a little bit different from other people's because I came from poverty.
Yeah. And I understand. I respect that because I'm not going to say I had everything, but I never grew up a life saying that like, oh, I wish I had this or I wish my lights were on. So my perspective on what I want from life is different from yours because you grew up from a rougher background than me.
Yeah.
Let's be real about that.
Yeah.
So I completely understand.
But it doesn't make me better than you, you know?
No, of course not. Hell no.
I feel like, and that's the thing. I feel like some people use like their poverty or like hardships as like a handicap to move forward. I don't think
we call it the pity Olympics.
The pity Olympics, yeah. But it's like it gave. I'm gonna be honest. It's the reason why I have an obsession with owning things, like because we didn't we didn't have nothing. So like I have an obsession with like owning things fully. Like I hate debt. It's like it's why it's so hard for me to get a credit card. I know I need to get one to build credit, but it's like it's the reason why I've been procrastinating about it so hard because I like to pay cash for everything.
You know what you could do for your credit card if you want to build credit?
Yeah.
Just use it for groceries and then pay it off.
Oh my goodness, that's so smart.
And then you can start building it up.
I do gas.
As long as it's just groceries and gas. Like not this eating out shit. Not this, I want a Nintendo Switch.
Damn,
no,
don't do that.
Don't be me. I literally just bought freaking Alexa.
But Sonny, you've got fantastic credit, bro.
Yeah, I have like 4 credit cards right now. And then like American Express, all these companies are sending me stuff now because I'm literally like buying and paying off on time fast. That's a trick to it.
But as long as you pay it off,
but it's bad because then I'm gonna have zero savings because that goes back to like my parents, freaking relying on my parents like the clutch.
What I used to do, and I'm so bad. I need to continue to do this. I do this like off and on. Like I'll think to myself, I'll go to like a restaurant, and if I'm about to spend $20, like if I'm in fast food about to spend $20, I'll pull out of the drive-thru, take that 20, put it in the bank. I do that off and on, but I'm not consistent with it because sometimes I stay in the drive-thru. But honestly, it racks up, bro.
It does.
It really racks up, especially in savings. Like I used to when I stopped eating out and started meal prepping, I saved so much money. Like it was insane how much money I was saving. Like my goodness.
A simple trick I've been doing over the holidays is when I think I want to spend a lot during the holidays, I just pull out cash. So when you visually see your money start going away. This is what I did in New York too. When I had a food budget, is I think it's like, okay, I want to eat out. So I didn't just look at my card. I actually had a
So
lot
true.
of
That's
cash.
so good.
Exactly.
So I think it's like, so you're seeing the money go away.
Man, that's so
You're
good.
not disconnected from the pain.
Exactly. See, that's the thing. When you have like a card, you kind of do like a little estimate in your head.
Right.
And you seem to like overestimate yourself since it's always easier to have it, a physical. Seeing your cash dwindle physically is easier than just thinking in your head, oh, I know my cash is dwindling.
But at the same time, I guess a debit card means if you get mugged on the street, well, you can't really give them a PIN number or you can just get that money back.
No, you are right. You are right.
What's your definition of wealth, Sonny?
So for me, that's like my vision is providing for my kids, having that financial freedom to pay them through college or to let them like do whatever they want. That's the first thing for me. It's just because like that's cool that you're able to like spend time, but you made it when you finally have to say, you know what? I don't even have to worry about my kids. My great grandkids can be, well off.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
I don't know if I want my great grandkids to be well off. I feel like they're making it too easy for
No,
them.
that's the thing. Like, for example, like I told myself, I know I'm gonna be successful. I know Pierre and I, we made a deadline that we're gonna be millionaires by the time we're 25. But when I become that father, I want it to be like, hey, we're still broke. I want to like give. I'm not gonna give him cash and stuff. He has to work for it. That's the thing. It's still a valuable lesson that I'm trying to input on. But
That's awesome.
financial freedom to me is like when I can know that my kids can like literally go to college when he wants to, like do whatever he wants. Like if he wants this new car that he works for, he can get it.
This is what Sunny and I said. Sunny and I said we know we made it when we can literally go drop cash on a brand new car.
Yeah.
That's what we said our financial freedom was.
Car dealerships, they'll try to dissuade you from doing that.
No, for sure. Yeah.
They will, because they're not trying to sell you a car. They're trying to sell you a
The interest,
payment.
the payment.
Yeah, payment.
I'm like, nah, we're just
Because
gonna.
my mom just bought a new car. You know what she was trying to do? She was like, hey, I'm paying this shit off now, cash, motherfucker.
What she pay? What she got?
Just a Highlander.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah,
Highlander?
and she tried to pay cash, and they say, no, you can do this. Like, no, shut the fuck up.
No. Why? Tell people why they dissuade you, because a lot of people don't know.
Because, okay, car dealerships. This goes back to interest. So when you do monthly payments, let's say you only put $5,000 down for a Mercedes, which is fucking stupid. And then let's say you have $95,000 left over. Well, if you have a payment, if you have a payment plan that spans over 10 years, that interest is probably going to be sitting around 16 or 20% of the actual value of the car. So instead of paying $95,000, you actually end up paying, let's just throw a number out there, 116, roughly. So that's why car dealerships dissuade you from just paying cash straight up, because they're not going to get any late payment fees from you. They're not going to get interest off you. And that's it, basically.
Right, so you're paying over $116,000 for a car that's going to depreciate the minute you drive it off the lot. And if you try to get an appraisal on it, it's going to be like almost less than half of what you probably paid for
The
it.
depreciation rate on, and no offense, Sonny, because I like Beamers too. The depreciation rate on Mercedes and BMWs and like all those German luxury cars is insane.
Right.
It is. It sucks, man.
Yeah, like
does.
I just looked at a used 2011 Tacoma with 93,000 miles, and that shit is being sold for $22,000. That's insane. That's in a good way. But meanwhile, I'm looking at like a 2014 used BMW being sold for like $15,000.
Cars are basically money pools, man.
They
Like
are.
you really can't make. There's really the only benefit you get off of them is travel back and forth. But other than that, like they're just money pools.
I'm not gonna lie though. I would like to buy a really stupid fast car just for the hell of it.
Of
Have
course,
my truck too.
of course.
Hey,
But
man, that's
call-
financial freedom.
But calling it an investment, you're bullshitting
No,
yourself.
man, it's not a freaking
bull-
investment.
Don't bullshit
An
yourself.
investment is a freaking
Is
Camry.
is a house.
An investment is a Camry.
Dude, like I miss my Camry, bro.
Yo, dude, I still see Camrys or Corollas from 1992
Sure, dude.
still running around the street
Still
like
kicking
nothing.
in, bro.
Dude, my dad's 95 Tacoma. We sold it off to a Mexican guy who really wanted it. He still has it. That truck is a year older than me. It's still around. It's got, I looked at the odometer, it's got 555,000 miles on it. And all you have to do is check tire pressure, change the oil, fill it up with gas. Okay, it'll run.
My uncle ran his Camry all the way to 300,000 miles, and the only reason he had to trade in and get a new car was because he wrecked it. That was the only reason why.
That was the
Those
only thing that
Camrys,
killed it,
they don't
dude.
give up, man.
Especially with the new Camry nowadays. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
the luxury and
And Camry's been stepping up their game too. They look like luxury cars.
Have
now.
you noticed a lot of sedans or a lot of cars, they're not only getting bigger, but they're more aggressive in
They're,
design?
they're looking
Yeah.
more sportsy. You're like Kias. Nobody wanted a Kia 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Kias today?
Have you seen the Kia Stinger GT?
Yes,
That thing,
I have.
Dude, I'm mistaken that thing for Alfa Romeo.
Exactly.
I was like, is that an Alfa?
And it's so
like,
funny because, like,
Is that a Lamborghini? No, it's just a freaking Toyota, bro.
Nobody wanted a Kia.
No, man.
Now, like, Kia's like, I almost got a Kia when I went and bought my car.
Yeah, man.
That's like Beamers and Mercedes are like, going down. Just because these cars
they're
stepping
starting
up.
to do it for style, not just standard,
Name.
not what's the word? Use. They're starting to make like a lot of sedans are looking a lot more sporty, like you said.
Man, what are your dream cars? Since we're talking about cars.
Sonny, tell him.
What's your dream car, Sonny?
Tell him, Sonny.
All right, man.
Tell me your guilty pleasure.
Mustang 1965 GT.
Red,
Ooh.
beige interior, some kind of colored interior.
I had a neighbor that was selling a Boss 392 down the street, and he was about to sell it to me, but I couldn't get it because I didn't have enough money. He was about to sell me a Boss 392.
Man, you should have
So you like muscle cars
negotiated.
too, bro?
I do.
Dude.
One of my dream cars is I don't want to say Challenger because everyone wants a Challenger, but I do like Challengers.
Challenger.
I love the design of it.
They
Even
really
you-
are. They're
We love the
distinctive.
classic 1965. Like, the funny thing is, Pierre and I, we were like, "Hey, bro, what's your dream car?" One time, we literally said it at the same time, Mustang 1965 GT. And the
Red
funny thing is,
with colored interior.
the owner, my parents' business next door, he's a head chef.
He has one.
He has one.
It's
Ooh.
it's
And
this,
we went out one day. We're like,
it's this color. What color gray is this?
I don't know.
This is like a soft gray. It's like that, and it's got red leather interior. Like the
We're like,
whole
oh my
inside
gosh.
is red, and it's got this color outside.
we had a vision.
Beautiful.
It's like a wake up call. Like, Pierre.
It was like we
This
get to
one day.
see our goal, So it's
Gorgeous,
you
dude.
know.
I
beautiful.
wanted a Dodge Super B Cornet, and I don't care how it looks, but I just love the sound of that Hemi in there.
Oh, so you like the noise?
Yes, I love the noise. That thing's not even that fast. It looks like shit. I mean, the one I was gonna binge buy, but I didn't.
See, I'm
as you
not a
can
big,
tell.
I'm
You
not a
like
big
a
fan of the
growl.
noise.
We
You
like
growl.
we like to creep up
See,
on
the
people.
thing is,
we like
the-
the ghost. We like to come and
This is
silent.
gonna offend a lot of car enthusiasts out there. But if I can just get the body of the Mustang and like silent,
Yeah, I love
I
that
don't know.
silent. I like to
it's
just
gonna offend a lot of people. But I just want like something like
I like to
rolling up
ghost. I
silent.
like to pull up ghost, leave off ghost. I
I'm the
don't.
exact opposite, man. When I'm on my way to Birmingham, I want the fucking University of Birmingham to know that I just left my garage in
Now,
Alabaster.
and I'm gonna be honest. That car growl. I ain't gonna lie. When you crank a car, that
It's good.
growl is.
That growl is good. The RC on Victor. Oh my
Victor,
God.
man.
Yo, I actually got to sit inside of a Nissan GTR. I think it was like a Alpha 9 Custom. That thing sounded amazing, dude. But my other dream car would be it's between two. It would be like a Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio, because it's like a supercharged V6. And the other one would probably be just something really stupid, like Cadillac CTS-V
Cadillac
Yeah.
with
yeah.
that supercharged
Charged
V8.
Cadillac is a classic, man. You can't.
Yeah, their CTS-V
Classic.
look gorgeous. Even
They
though
are. They're beautiful cars.
it's probably a piece of shit, but you know what you're getting into.
Well, no, what I hate that there's too many Teslas. I feel like it's devaluing the Tesla and like the style, like the look. Like you see way too many Teslas on the road. Like you kind of see what I'm saying,
Well, I mean,
Like if everybody started driving a Lamborghini around.
right? If everybody started driving a Lamborghini, you wouldn't
you wouldn't value it as
you
much.
wouldn't value it as much.
That's funny. That's human nature.
Yeah,
Throughout history, it's when you start opening the gates and more people become involved with something or own something prestigious, it becomes less valuable.
exactly. And
Think,
that,
think
that-
about if Harvard. Sorry, go on.
I was just saying that's what I see on Tesla. That's all I was gonna say. That was the end of my
I'm
statement.
trying to guess what you say. Think about Harvard letting all the students.
It's
in.
like everybody
think,
in.
Think if Harvard was like, if it was like, all right, I don't care if you come from Ensley, you have like a 1.2 GPA, and you have like 20 kids, and you've just finished your GED at 32. Come on.
I would love to see that.
Yeah,
People would get fucking mad, man.
they would.
People are tribal. They're weird about it, man. They'll say like, "Oh, I'm about equality," but well, when you open the floodgates, how are you gonna act?
True, and that's the thing. You sometimes some things. It's almost like the De Beers conspiracy. Do you know about that?
Was this about some people buying their way into Harvard?
No, De Beers. They were two brothers back in like 19th century who they're like the top sellers of diamonds.
Uh-huh.
And I think what it was is let me make sure I get my history right. But there's a conspiracy that there's actually caves full of diamonds in Africa. But since the De Beers monopolized it, they're only like selling like a little by little. So like really diamonds should be worthless, but because the De Beers monopolized the diamond, was it It's a conspiracy. I don't know how true it is, but we learned about that in school, and I did some studies on it.
So it's basically artificial supply.
Yes, it's artificial.
I mean, people are making freaking diamonds out of ashes now.
ashes.
Yeah.
Well,
have you heard of
diamond
that?
is just carbon. It's
Yeah.
just the
They're
carbon.
Under
making
pressure,
it.
yeah.
People are making diamonds now. So like, would that just devalue?
Well, yeah, but that's the thing. That pretty much the conspiracy is diamonds are worthless. The De Beers just monopolize it and they sell
Yeah,
it
a worth.
minimal. Yeah, they put the worth on it.
Well,
People-
I think of it like Yu-Gi-Oh cards or baseball cards
Yeah.
in a way.
Yeah.
I wish I
Some-
had still have my old Yu-Gi-Ohs.
Some cards are really valuable more than others because they're considered rare, but you're just controlling the supply that you give it out. It's the same thing with diamonds. Same thing as anything else.
That's true. Can be water one day.
It could be. Oh, that's scary to think about.
Yeah, since only
Man.
3% of the world is fresh, clean drinking water and all of it's frozen.
Hmm. Yeah, let's just keep.
Can we just get a chunk of Antarctica and take it to Flint?
Well, we don't even need to take a chunk. We're just fucking melt that shit, dude.
Exactly.
Global
Global
warming.
Yeah, there you go. Do you guys believe in global warming?
Hey man,
I'm concerned with the pace that it's happening, but I'd be bullshitting you if I said I was thinking about it every day.
Yeah.
It's just something I'm aware of. It's just the time span that the climate's changing that I find interesting. And
I feel like it should be common sense to know that the
I mean,
water
if you
in the
live
ocean.
if you live at a place where it's full of trash and shit,
Yeah, but you know because exactly. Because the oceans control a lot of the Earth's temperatures. So to sit here and say, oh, there's no such thing as like a
Is that
world temperature, like
is that true?
yeah, or the water, because water changes temperature really fast, and so the ocean actually controls a lot of the Earth's temperature. Learned that in biology. See, school taught me something.
school does matter. Okay,
School
guys.
does teach you stuff.
Some
It
of the
teaches
time
you little
our
facts.
history is wrong, but guess what? School
yes.
matters.
Yes. Ocean water is constantly evaporating, increasing the temperature and the humidity of the surrounding air form rains and storms that are often carried by trade winds, often vast distances.
Exactly.
Oh, interesting. Google.
Thanks, Google. You're
Thanks,
so sweet.
Google. Thank you, Google. Let's see. Oh, this is an evil question, man. Do you think all people are equally valuable in this world?
No,
I'm on the same boat.
no, I
Sonny?
don't.
Yeah.
Same way I don't believe that everyone's equally smart. Like there's no such thing as the smartest person. I feel like it's a cycle. So I'm gonna use intelligence, but I'm gonna switch out value for intelligence. It's like, okay, you know how people say Einstein was the smartest guy in the world? He wasn't. He was probably the smartest guy in physics, but if you gave him like a basketball and say hop on the court, he's basically he wouldn't know what to do, right? I feel like intelligence, it's like a cycle. Like you could be really smart or really valuable in one thing, but another thing you may not. So it's not like there's not like a pyramid. People like to think there's like one person who's like the smartest at like one thing, maybe in that subject or field that they're smart in, but not like everything. If that makes sense, what I'm saying.
I think you're talking about different intelligences in different fields. I'm talking about value.
That's what I'm saying. I'm
human.
relating it.
Right.
I'm using intelligence to relate that back to value.
Oh, I see. I have a different cynical.
Oh,
way of
let's
looking at
hear it. Let's hear it.
Oh yeah, because I mean, I don't think all people are valuable. I mean, just look at. Okay, this might get me in trouble, but I mean, think in your head: who do you want to fuck and who you don't want to fuck? There we go.
Person,
I
You're
just,
right.
I
a
just
person with a
defined-
good personality.
I
No,
just,
you did.
I just completely ruined that. argument.
That's. I'm gonna be honest. When people say personality, that is all. It's true, but it's also a lie at the same time.
Look,
People need to stop acting like looks aren't, because looks are everything. Looks are your first impression on
looks
people.
are your first impression, and not only that, it's a good indicator of how well you take care of yourself.
Exactly.
Not only that,
Exactly.
because if you can't take care of yourself, how the fuck are you gonna take care of a kid?
And other people.
Exactly.
So you're right.
People
I don't.
say, "Oh, there's inequality is wrong." I mean, yeah, there's tons of inequality. Let's look at the inequality of who people want to fuck and who people don't want to fuck. There's a lot of there, but people don't talk about it.
That's
I
true.
won't talk about it. I guess I
Right.
just sound bitter about it, but I'm not. I'm
Who
just.
do you want?
Yeah, who do you want to
That's the
smash?
question.
I don't know, man.
on?
I don't know. Sonny, tell me, do you think people are? No, I feel like let's just segue into who you want to fuck. All right, so let's
Why?
talk.
Why? What was your question? Maybe that could be better than who you want.
Okay, before we segue into who you want to marry, let's just say that. Do you think everyone's valuable equally? Not equally.
Everybody has different valuable that they can bring to. Like I feel like every human being should have a given right, a fair right, but like
A fair chance.
a fair
Yeah,
chance, a fair
you're right.
chance.
Yes.
But like we should not judge a person upon what they've done yet. You gotta look into it. But like for example, if you're a pedophile to me and if you kill somebody and you rape, I feel like you should not be given lightly. That's the thing. That's when it comes to punishment. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Like for example, I feel like if you're rich, poor, if you're black, white, whatever you are, Asian, you should all have a fair chance because you're a human being. But then the stuff that you've done should devalue you. That's why like I can find my common ground.
I think we're all kind of in the same boat. Okay, let's go back to who you want to fuck.
Oh damn.
Oh, man.
I think. Well, I'm gonna start talking about preferences. Me, when I'm getting older, I'm starting to think more. I was like, okay, what's actually a relationship? What's a good relationship? I started thinking things about. Okay, 1, how well do they handle money? 2, how well do they handle stress? Because that'll have a lot to do with every relationship. You're gonna get in an argument. There's no way around it. You're bullshitting me. There's no way around that. But I factor that in with how well can they take care of kids when they get in a stressful situation. I'm not telling them to be a stay-at-home mom, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I've been looking more at that lately, and plus, looks is a given. Everyone.
So your parents, because a lot of people look at their parents' relationship and they're like, oh, I want a relationship like my parents. Do you feel like your parents' relationship, if it's too personal, you don't have to answer, but
no, my parents my parents' relationships was really fucked up. Okay, my parents' relationship is because they were old when they married, older than the normal 25-year-old. My mom had me when she was 30, not 30 something, maybe like I don't know. She had me late, and my dad's pretty old too. I mean, he had me when he was like 48, 49.
Oh wow.
So all I'm gonna say was in a happy relationship.
Is your dad almost in his 70s?
Yeah, he's getting there. One more year.
Goodness, wow!
Yeah.
Congrats to him, man.
He looks young
great.
though. He looks great.
That's
yeah,
fantastic.
everyone says he looks young. He's
What the hell? He was kicking around soccer and stuff. Like, watch. He feels like he was pretty sporty.
I don't know. He's happy. He just walks the dog. I mean,
Wow.
he finds shit to do. I mean,
Yeah.
that's why he looks young.
So you just explained like you're explaining like what you think makes a relationship last or what makes a strong relationship?
My preference. That's what I'm saying. My preference is I'm looking for someone who, is not only, a good person to me and, where we got good chemistry. I'm also looking for someone who, who can get things done, who can make hard decisions too. Because there's some hard decisions I can't make. So I need someone else there who can make hard decisions too.
It sounds like you want someone who's mature.
Right. Yeah, I do. But I can tell you my unrealistic standards for who I want. I want a 5'6" Vietnamese girl, wears glasses, long hair.
Oh, Vietnamese?
Yeah.
Wow.
The problem is I'm fucking huge, so I was just scare half of them off anyway. So I ain't gonna.
Well,
happen.
you want to marry
at
the end of the day, you want to marry a Vietnamese woman.
I mean, I'll take what I can get, but ideally, yes. Ideally.
I mean, yeah, it's because you with the culture already, so I understand that.
I don't know. I feel like I'm so far apart from the culture in a way.
Yeah.
I just feel like I'm just this weird outlier. Just because the way my attitude is just completely different. I don't know. But everyone thinks they're different. So,
Right.
What are your relationship preferences? Let's start with Pierre.
All right. So
Big, thick. I'm just kidding.
It's okay, man.
yes, I do like thick women. I do. But for me, so here's a funny story. I've only been in one relationship my whole life. And I've been single for the past 4 years. But I feel like because after my first and last relationship, because my last relationship was my first relationship, I focused on just, securing myself. So I never really thought about it, who I want. Like I imagine myself having kids and I don't even imagine a wife being around. That's how, disconnected I am. But if you want to be honest, I just want a person who is comfortable with themselves. That's one, but it's also easy for them to self-reflect. Like I really want someone who's really good at it's not hard for them to self-reflect. Like what's an example I can use? Like they can admit when they're wrong, or they can like take charge when needed. Like I said, I can't really go into details because like I said, after my ex, like I just focused on like securing myself, so I never really thought about a relationship.
No, it's fine.
But I do want someone who's really good at self-reflection, like someone who can who's open-minded,
someone who's willing to grow,
Yeah, exactly.
and embrace new ideas, and
Exactly.
concepts, and explore different opportunities that might be batshit insane.
And also someone who treats the waitress or waiter with respect.
Yeah, for sure.
Of course, that's a given. Is it? If I'm going on a date with someone and they treat him like shit, I'm like, see ya, and I leave him with the tab. Boom.
Yeah.
Boom. Scumbag tactics by An Lee. So what about you, Suddy?
Man, that's a good question. Like, for example, somebody that has to be like my mom. You know, a little bit my mom, maybe not the bitchy side, but but it comes. But, you know, like somebody that is like open-minded, who's willing to understand people, who's sincere, who's, you know, looking towards the future to grow together. Not just like, oh, you do all the work, but together, you know, come together and just work on it together.
Right.
Too much togetherness. But somebody that will understand me and like trust and loyalty. You know, like my mom doesn't worry about when my dad goes out. He can do whatever the hell he wants because there's a trust relationship.
Can we? Oh, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Just the biggest thing for me is trust, outgoing, nice, and respectful.
I need to say something because so many people on my social media are always talking about the perfect person they want or how great. I see a lot of people talking about how they'd be like the perfect person in a relationship, but it's like, you know, it's like if you'd be the perfect person, like, you know, why are you still single? Or like, I know it sounds bad, but my thing is like, you know how like people say they were the perfect person for their ex. One thing I learned was that if you were the perfect person for your ex, then they wouldn't have left you or cheated on you, and that is a fact. Even if you were the perfect person, that even if you were the perfect person, they may not have saw you as that. So you still weren't perfect in their eyes, and that is a fact.
And that's the key thing. It's in their eyes. Because the way I see it, you know, when it comes to rejection, some people start to self-reflect too much. They start thinking, oh, that's on me, that's on me. Well, no, because one, that's their decision.
Right.
So you can't, if you did everything, you know, that you thought you were supposed to do, you wanted to do, you can't dwell on it because that's another human being's decision. And you shouldn't dwell on it. You shouldn't beat yourself up over it either. You know? Do you kind of get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I feel like people are too focused on, in today's culture, we're so focused on like having that booed up relationship that we're not necessarily thinking of the long term.
What the fuck is boot up?
Boot up is like, I've literally seen people get in a relationship, post like them and their little boo together, like all over Instagram, and then 2 weeks later, they're just talking mad shit about them. Because it's become, relationships, social media has made relationships superficial. We want to have this like, people want to have this like TV like relationship, or they want to have like this romantic comedy relationship, but they're not looking at like, okay, can I grow with this person? Is this person like one thing I hate guys who are like, all these hoes are not loyal. Oh, but let me tell you about all these side chicks I have. Like, that you have no idea how angry that makes me.
It's because with like social media, it puts relationship on you have to be perfect on this pedestal.
It's got to be social media perfect.
Media perfect.
Yeah,
and it's
magazine
like
perfect.
An image, which I can't have that with a relationship, you know?
I can't, yeah.
I think, well, better argument than saying social media is doing this. I think the speed of everything's been increased, ramped up.
Yeah.
And us humans, we're not that smart. We're pretty stupid. Our brains are not designed to operate that fast.
And like, for example, guys, be honest with yourself here. You want a pretty girl, right? To show off to your friends and like, because that's how most guys are. They want this pretty girl where they can
obviously
show off and brag. But I feel like, for me, I don't want to do that. You know?
Oh, of course not.
Like, I talk to many girls, and the thing is, like, she told me, she was like, the only three things guys want from her is her body, her looks, and just like somebody to own.
I feel like every guy wants, not just guy, but girls, they want obviously a good looking person to show off, but that shouldn't be your focus. That shouldn't be the main purpose of dating someone, just to show them off.
Even though looks are a big factor.
It is a big factor. But looks fade. That's the truth. A personality for me, for example, this girl, like in her own way, this girl can be a 6, but with that personality, that can be a 10 for me.
Exactly.
In all honesty.
What I've noticed that people who've been in long relationships, they act more like friends.
Yeah.
Like they act more like, they don't act like they're not, you know,
dating and flirting.
They don't act like, they're not trying to like shove down your throat, oh, I'm dating this person. Like,
right.
They act more like friends. It's not, they don't do that boot up stuff. Like, which is fine if you do that, but if that's the only reason you're in a relationship, just to post like, God, I don't. It's.
Yeah, I don't get it either, man.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's because we're outside of that realm.
Maybe because we're
True,
just single
yeah.
guys and we're losers.
Yeah,
And we're
maybe
just talking
losers,
from an outside
yeah.
experience.
Self-
But like, hey, we're a
self-
good-looking guy, okay? We're good-looking guy. We're maybe a 6. Our personality brings us up to a 10.
Yeah,
Self-reflection.
I'm like a 5 in the dark. I'm gonna be honest.
Yo, I might be a 3, but my personality
Dude,
is
your
a 20.
personality is a freaking 20, bro. Like,
2020
if
vision
I was
over here.
freaking going the other way, oh, bro, you're a comfy bear.
If he was on the DL, you could get it on.
I don't know, man, but one, it just comes from people just don't know what it means to spend time with another person, I
Right.
guess.
They expect so many things from this other person that they're not even at yet.
And we're guilty
You
of
know?
that.
Everyone's guilty
Guilty
of
of
it.
that.
You're right.
I don't know. This is a weird segue because the next subject is like abortion talk.
God dang.
So that's a weird segue.
Oh, dude, this abortion thing been going on since a month for me, bro. Because I had so many people ask me at UAB.
Oh, microphone, please, Sonny. Sorry.
So many people been asking me about like this.
Well, UAB is predominantly liberal, so they only expect one answer.
Yeah,
Look, UAB is actually a pretty good mix. It's just
it's
the
a good
people,
mix. It's just
it's just the
people,
people that are
forcing it to me.
It's just the people that are coming up to you are more left leaning.
Right.
Most of the people who lean right, they're either working or they're focusing on school. They don't give a shit.
I feel like us here are pretty moderate, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I think we're all pretty moderate.
I'm the most left leaning right guy you will ever meet. That's all.
funny,
That's
right?
That's all I will say about
so
it.
moderate, right?
because my opinion is, hey, I believe that everybody has a choice, but I believe that you should not kill. That's where like it's
I'm
hard
the
for
same
me.
way. I don't think you should kill a baby at any stage, 1 week or 9 months. But I don't think you should like put someone down because that's their choice. Well, you can't hate them for that. Like that's none of your
Especially
business.
we don't know what's like. People have been saying like you don't know what happened to their life. Could they get raped? Could they
Yeah.
like
Right.
Even though technically that's usually like the most least common reason why people get
Yeah.
the most
Right.
the most common reason people get an abortion because they didn't plan it. That is a fact.
That
But
is.
that still doesn't give you a right to like be like, oh, you're a terrible. Like, no, that's their choice. That's their choice. They feel like they made a mistake. They don't want to like let them.
I have a pretty cowardly stance on it. It's women's rights. It's whatever. I can't stop that. I won't. And yes, there are cases, though very rare, that do need an abortion.
Exactly.
But there's just something that kind of messes with me a little bit. That kind of just makes me cringe a little bit when I see people celebrating it.
like abortion.
Yes,
Do people celebrate abortion?
some people do.
What the hell?
Yeah, that's not something you celebrate.
Abortion, I mean, maybe I'm just looking at one freak nature and I just think
Yeah.
it's like that. But I mean, when it comes to that, that's a hard decision. That's a very hard decision. It shouldn't be like, yeah, woman's rights.
Oh,
No, it's just-
you mean like women's right? Yeah, everybody can have
No,
abortion. You know,
no,
it's cool. Like kind of
no,
like that.
it shouldn't
Yeah.
be that.
It should
I
not
mean-
be like that. It should be like it's sad. Like you're having an abortion, but we
It's-
support it. But it's still
Right.
sad.
It's a
Right.
hard decision. And the people who do have abortions just based off, their own will and, it's their right. My question is, well, are you even fit to be a mother at this point?
Like thinking of killing your own child. Did you mean?
If you view the child, or let's just say for the sake of me leaning left, if you view that thing inside of you as an obstacle toward your goals, towards what you want to do because you want to pursue a career, well, are you even fit to be a mother at that point?
Now
Wow.
here you guys want to go deeper and it's
That's
crazy.
Sure.
If you're okay, imagine this. I'm just saying this randomly. Adolf Hitler's mom. She was like, she's gonna have this, which is Adolf, but she had this vision. Like somebody told her, like she time travel or something. She said that if you had this baby, this is what's gonna happen. What would you do then?
Ooh.
No, hey, now that's a good question.
I wonder
now,
if people ever
that's
got that
interesting.
deep, but
Oh,
that's
and
kind
go
of
back
deep.
in time and kill baby Hitler.
Yo, also before
That's easy though.
Yes.
But like for example, being a
Easy?
mom,
Really? A baby.
But as a mom, saying that, like thinking about killing her own child and the consequences, like
What
other
about
people's
you?
life.
What about you, On? Could you go back and kill a baby? Like pick up the baby and kill it? Could you?
I cannot do that.
It depends on
personally.
if I could get away. Are we
Oh.
talking about Adolf Hitler?
Yeah, we're talking about Adolf. Like, could you now not as Adolf, but imagine him as a baby? Could you pick him up and kill him?
I don't think I can. But
A lot of
you
people
have
would
to
say
do it.
yes. See,
I don't know.
I say
Because
They're saying yes because they're thinking about what the hell
they're
you did.
saying yes because they think it's that easy. Just
Yeah,
post on
kill somebody,
Instagram.
yeah.
No, like have you ever shot an animal?
exactly.
I have not, and I
It's an emotional
I
moment.
freaking
Have
kill
you
a
ever
turtle.
killed a moment? Oh, I mean, not a moment.
Yeah, I've killed-
Yeah, I kill that moment.
I've
I'm
killed
a freaking
tons.
psycho
Have you ever
moment
killed
killer.
a person?
killed
That's a whole
tons of
other
them.
level on an animal. like obviously everyone says like even I would say, oh yeah, I would kill baby Hitler, but then we had a discussion about it in college, and I started thinking about it. Like, could I actually pick up that baby and kill it, even though knowing, of course, they do bad, like knowing to do bad, but could you really pick it up? Now this is out of the womb. This is not abortion. Like
right,
a baby. Like, could you really pick it up and kill it?
I don't know how I can.
It's hard to pull a trigger.
I'll kidnap baby Hitler and just be like, hey.
Yeah, just kidnap him.
You never know. People are destined.
But what if you tried to raise them different?
It doesn't work.
Maybe you could.
Maybe you could. I don't know.
What if
raise him in an Asian? I bet you raise him in an Asian household. He'll be fine. Raise him in an Asian household.
Because then if you explore the opportunity to raise him different and they still did it, then you'd kind of have more of a right to assassinate him.
I don't know. But before we continue on this, before we leave it off as just saying like, oh, it's the women's fault for abortion. Yeah, I'm talking to you too. Men are just as fucking guilty too.
Sure.
Exactly.
I'm talking to you.
I'm talking to you, Cletus, fucking your sister. I'm talking to you. The reason she has to do this terrible act. It takes two to tangle. Let's go back to Hitler. All right.
Just before that, I'm just gonna say we need to stop saying women need to keep their legs closed when men are 50% of the problem as well.
No, dude.
Yes,
that's a fact. Okay, but Hitler. Go back to Hitler.
Let's go back to Hitler. Are you okay? You were leaving it off as, would I try to raise him differently? I don't know, because now you're altering history.
You are.
Sure.
You are.
And who knows? Somebody's gonna step up and do the same thing.
But then you know how people say everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Do you think the whole Holocaust happened for a reason?
I don't know if it happened for a reason. The only thing we can see is where we are today.
True.
I think that this happened, like what happened at the Holocaust, is just happens for a reason. Just to maybe it can prevent something bigger from happening. Like we can learn from this and not happen again. Because in order to learn from something, it has to happen. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense.
Honestly,
for example, if Hitler never happened, something worse can happen.
So, Sonny, if you're saying, I think you're saying this. If the Holocaust didn't happen in 1941, it would have happened later down the road.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Possibly. But if you look at history, we kind of let Hitler do what he did. We really did let him do what he did. In a sense, if you really look at history, the Treaty of, I think it was Versailles, the fact that we said, because Germany was the causation of World War I, we said Germany cannot have an army. They cannot.
Basically, we just kind of grabbed Germany by the balls after World War I and just blamed everything on them.
Exactly.
In a
product in an environment.
But then Hitler came up and he went against everything that we said Germany couldn't do, and we just sort of let him do it.
So technically, is the baby bad because he was raised up on bad, or was he raised up good, and that consequences of what we did affect baby Hitler?
Well, yeah. If we didn't
think about it, baby Hitler was never bad until that instant.
Listen, think about it. If we didn't grab Germany by the balls and blame him for everything, then maybe Hitler wouldn't have become so nationalist about it.
That's right.
And maybe the people might have tried to be nationalist, but the people wouldn't have felt that much of a need.
No, so basically, it's not baby Hitler's fault.
I don't know. It's
because
weird.
he's not. Oh my gosh, dude! I just think about this.
It's weird.
It's the U.S. who freaking took everything from Germany. Because what happened if we took Hitler? But guess what? Somebody could be in the same shoe.
True, but then again, Germany they kind of were the causation of. They really did escalate World War I. So we had to we needed to punch them in some way.
We got to think of this, man.
But take baby Hitler out. Somebody named Eddie can freaking be like.
Someone named Eddie
can be like the guy who did that.
Someone named Eddie from Mayline, Alabama, went over to Germany, started a white supremacist movement.
Man,
you never know, man.
You never know.
I always compare this. It's very similar to a lot of people. Trail of Cheetos was bad, and they're like, "Oh, Christopher Columbus is evil." It's like, well, you're sitting here in America right now, jacking off, drinking Starbucks, living a pretty decent life. Was that evil justified?
Oh man, dude.
I try not to think about what happened in the past too much because you're here right now for a reason. A certain set of events happen for you to be here.
That's so true.
Good or bad. Trail of Tears, yeah, that was fucking terrible. Yeah, we killed tons of Indians, but now you live in America, which, ooh, America sucks. Shut the fuck up. Okay, America's a pretty good country compared to a lot of other places in the world.
Sure.
So it's good to reflect back on history and learn the lessons, but just appreciate where you are now because who knows what?
You're right.
Everything is linked. I sound like Alex Jones right now. I'm gonna get given shit. This is why I would not do the podcast. This is why I did not want to publish the podcast through UAB because first episode was this is already controversial.
No, it's super controversial. And you know what? The thing, I'm not trying to offend everybody, but I do not I dislike, I don't hate, I dislike for example, liberals or conservatives who
Radicals.
Radicals.
Yeah.
So for example, if you're a liberal, like I know a lot of like people out there that are super liberal, they were posting stuff on like blah 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 about, say for example, hungry children and like stuff, but they're just protesting. They're not actually giving them money to help.
Yeah, they're
and
not
I
actually
noticed
trying
so
to
many
help.
people that does that. They just share it on social media. I'm gonna share this. And it's gonna help. No, bro. Like if you're gonna help somebody, give them money or donate.
Here's
money.
my problem when people say, "Oh, what if the kids grow up in poverty?" Okay, so this is what I ask them. This is what I tell them when people say, but they should kill it. They should have abortions because what if the kid grows up in poverty and all that?" And what would I tell them? I say, "I grew up in poverty. Think I should have been aborted?"
So what would you do?
Silent. They get silent. They don't say a word.
I would say, well, whose fault is that then?
Yeah.
If they grow up in poverty.
Exactly.
It's the parents.
It's the parents' fault, not the kid. You shouldn't punish the kid for what the parent can't do.
So what would you? Okay, this is another deep question. Say the doctor said this baby's not gonna live until 2, like no chance. Would you have the abortion or would you?
No, because so many kids have lived past that.
No,
age.
but say for example for sure, like for certain.
But how do you know? How do you know for certain?
I don't know.
idea. How you know for
I'd
sure?
probably let the kid live because I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Stephen Hawking was supposed to die at like
Yeah,
20 something.
Never mind, take it back. That's wrong.
Sure.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
But
you're right.
let's look at
But it's
also,
like I don't want to see my kids suffer. That's the worst.
That
Oh,
is
God.
terrible.
But would
feeling.
that be suffering for them? Because look, I have a friend who has a spina bifidus, and she said,
yeah.
for her, what it means is her spine, I think, is crooked, and
Oh.
she can't walk. She's
No,
in a
you're right.
wheelchair, and
It's
she
normal.
said for her that's normal. Like she said to her, we're not normal.
Yeah, she's born to that. I forgot. I didn't
Right.
realize that. Yeah, you're
So
right.
you got to think about that too.
You're right. It's because we're born with 2 arms, 2 legs, so we never think about it.
I
You're
mean,
right.
think of people with autism or Down syndrome. I mean, maybe to us, maybe some people view them as weird, but they probably view us as weird too.
No,
Exactly.
for sure. Yeah.
Exactly.
So
No.
I don't
So
know.
you know what? Now abortion we should not kill.
I'm still middle ground on abortion. I'm completely against it, but
It's
I'm also
hard.
not against people making their
It's-
own choice.
I feel like because we're
such-
open minded.
It's such a hard decision to make because there's so much nuance to the point where everything's clouded.
Right. But going back to what you said about America, America is a great country, but I feel like a lot of super radical conservatives forget that America has done some bad stuff, man.
I feel like both radicals on both sides, they're the same thing. They don't even know it.
I feel like they need to be careful with getting too radical because Hitler was a radical. You see what led to that?
Well, all paths lead to the same end. It's
That's
just how
right.
fast you want to get there.
All roads lead to Rome.
Yeah.
You're right.
Especially our roads coming to an end.
Yeah.
Speaking of ending.
Yeah. Well, this has been almost 2 hours.
Oh wow.
Great.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you
Dude,
so much for
thanks
Thanks
having
for
us.
enjoying the
In this
lovely
the setting is just it's quite lovely.
Yeah, man. I got
With
the
tea and
I got
everything.
the dojo in the back, the shack where I keep all the people who owe me money.
I still wanna
shack
check
we're
it out, but
recording
it's
in.
kind of dark now.
I feel like
What do you feel like, Sonny?
I just feel like it's peaceful. Like we're talking about talking about really controversial things, but it's like peaceful.
Yeah,
in a way.
we can have this without people getting super offended. I love that.
I think what's lost these days is the fact people can just sit down and have a conversation. That's why I like doing this.
Stop getting mad at people's opinions, man. Like,
It's not like that. It's just, people get mad at each other on the phone and stuff, but when they sit down and talk, it's completely different.
No, that's true, man.
And that art, I sound like a fucking hippie saying art. It is an art form. It's a face-to-face conversation.
it's therapeutic because you see the emotion of person.
Mm-hmm. And
Right.
you learn a whole lot more than just sending angry Facebook messages.
Like
at
if I
each
sit
other.
here, look at your face, and be like, you know what? I believe in Trump, and he should build that wall. Why? Because look how sincere my face is.
Yo. So a wall might work. I mean, look at China. China's had the
Hey man, they're keeping the Mongolians out.
the Great Wall of China, right? It's been there for 10,000 years. And guess what? There are still no illegal Mexicans in China.
That is-
You can't tell me this shit doesn't work.
There's no black people.
Yeah, they kept. Yeah.
Like what?
And
Somebody explain me that, please.
Yeah, man.
Somebody please explain me why there's no Mexican in China because of that wall.
Yeah, man.
exactly.
Yeah, man. So I say we need to follow like China. Just build the Great Wall
Build
of
the Great
America.
Wall, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. Okay, people aren't gonna understand that's a joke, so we should cut it off now.
Yeah, let's cut it
that's
off.
the joke.
Pierre, Sonny, thanks for coming out. This is super fun.
This is great, man. Thank you so much for having us, man.
Dude.
You're a really good host.
Yeah, you are.
Dude, no problem. I just love talking all the time. So, anyways, and that's it. See you guys later.
Perfect.
Nice, man.